This was the scene in Lubbock, Texas yesterday. The Red Raiders got the ultimate pregame talk from the commander-in-chief himself.
You're the very best, and Godspeed. Now, good luck to all of you. Good luck.
He's going to put the Washington, D.C. breakdown on, so y'all get
Lubbock, Texas was buzzing yesterday because of the president's surprise visit, but the Red Raiders had another surprise in store for them. Here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Thank you very much, Mike, and hello, everyone. You know, for a long time, the silver pants and black jersey have been the standard home uniform for the Red Raiders, but not today. 45 minutes ago, head coach Spike Dykes unveiled what he thinks will be an emotional edge. Brand new white pants and red jerseys that have been worn only 3 times in the past 7 years. All 3 times the same result. A surrounding win over an arch rival, and they hope the new uniforms will work that magic one more time here tonight. Mike?
All right, Jerry, thanks very much. And there is Spike Dykes beginning his 6th year in Lubbock as the head coach. 30-26-1, his overall record. He knows how big this game is tonight. So does Gary Gibbs for Oklahoma. He begins his 4th season, 24-10. But the arch rivals have been the teams tough to beat for Oklahoma under his command. Texas Tech won the toss, deferred the choice until the second half, so they will kick off. Oklahoma will receive. That is John Davis, set to kick it away out of the sophomore out of Brandon, Missouri. Deep to receive, Ernest Williams. Dewell Brewer standing at the goal line. And we are set to go on Thursday night from Lubbock. High and short, the ball fumble. And Oklahoma gets it out to the 21 with Ernest Williams. Let's look at the Oklahoma offense. Junior quarterback Cale Gundy finished last year with the best game of his career in the Gator Bowl. He's the key to the Sooners' pass-oriented offense. Corey Warren is the team's #1 returning receiver. He grabbed 26 a year ago. Very dangerous after the catch. Center J.R. Conrad, a 6'5", 316-pounder, was highly recruited and becomes the first true freshman ever to start in Oklahoma's offensive line.
Mike wouldn't be surprised. Oklahoma throws coming right off the first play of the game.
Williams, the single setback. And he'll get the call for about 3 yards. The Texas Tech defense, their pass rush will be provided by defensive end Sean Jackson. At 260, he has tremendous quickness. Steve Carr, if he's fully recovered from knee surgery, will be the key on defense. He was 5th in the conference last year with 116 tackles. And All-American Tracy Saul leads the secondary. A great all-around player. He already has a remarkable 20 career interceptions. 2nd and 6. Williams and Rashid are the 2 backs. Williams struggles for a couple. No more. Steve Gaines, the middle guard, made the tackle. He's a 300-pounder who just became eligible.
Mike, I think it's real important for Oklahoma because of the home field crowd of Texas Tech and the emotion that Tech has on their side to be very aggressive on offense in this first series. Now, Cale Gundy, all the pressure is on his shoulders, but I think what happened in the first 2 plays, they were in the middle of the field. Texas Tech's throwing a 7-man front and giving him the run, but he's now in a throwing situation.
3rd, call it 4. 5-man rush. Gundy under pressure, and they have him at the 20-yard line. Ben Kirkpatrick and Mike Liscio, the outside linebackers, collapsed on him for a loss of 8.
You're going to watch the right side of your screen. And one of the big questions when you switch from a wishbone and a running attack to a throwing attack is pass protection. Here, Ben Kirkpatrick, number 47, comes around the corner. Oklahoma has to prove not only that they can throw the football, that they can protect for the passer.
Brad Riddell, who averaged 39.9 a year ago, back to punt, and Tracy Saul, who has won 2 conference punt return championships back to get it, but he has to let this one go, and it will be down near the 40-yard line. Take a look at that Texas Tech offense with quarterback Robert Hall. A strong arm, excellent scrambling ability. He has a chance to break all the Red Raider passing and total offense record. He won 5 of 6 last year as a starter. Split end Lloyd Hill, a former high school All-American, has been hampered by injuries. When he could play last year, he averaged nearly 20 yards a catch. And up front, Charlie Biggers, starting at right tackle for the 3rd straight year. He is an all-conference candidate. And Mike, the feeling around here is that Texas Tech has a shot.
They do have a shot. As I said, they have emotion on their side. This is going to be, again, a key series for Robert Hall to get started on the right foot.
Hall on the rollout, has protection in front of him, sails it down the sideline. Incomplete, dropped by Donald Marshall, who was 5 yards ahead of the coverage. Oh, what a throw by Hall, right on the numbers.
Texas Tech went right to the rollout, which Robert Hall does best. He's going to have Donald Marshall run an out route and in and up, and he has him beat deep, just can't make the reception. Right through his hands.
Oh.
Well thrown ball, Mike.
Beautifully. Marshall, a track man with excellent speed, still learning to play football, and he'll remember that one. Morris will get the call. The big man lumbers forward to the 44. Let's take a look at the Oklahoma defense. The nose man, Ricky Wren, the most experienced of the down linemen, a sophomore. He started several a year ago. Outside linebacker Reggie Barnes, a Butkus Award candidate last year, set a school record for defensive ends with 9 sacks. The only returning starter in the secondary, junior Darnell Walker, 6 career interceptions. He is Oklahoma's best man-to-man cover. 3rd and 6. Morris is the single setback as they go to a wing. Play action. And Hall will be stopped short of the 1st down. Solid tackle by Darius Johnson, the nickelback, who came up quickly.
Nice job by Darius Johnson. Again, when you're playing against a team as quick as Oklahoma, the misdirection will slow down the pursuit, but to the point of attack, they have such great speed.
Robert King on to punt, and this is an area of concern for them, Mike.
I think Oklahoma will try to go after his punts because this is the first time he's punted in game situations.
They come, he got it out of there, and he crushed it. Dewell Brewer, the single setback, took it and stepped out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Spike Dykes is the happiest guy in the world except for Robert King, and he's thrilled.
A nice punt on his first try and a mistake by Oklahoma.
He crushed it for 54 yards. We'll be back in a moment.
From coast to coast, Dodge Caravan has happily served more families than any other minivan. But we've made it even better because we've come up with an all-wheel drive Dodge Caravan. So now you not only get a vehicle loaded with safety features, including the first minivan airbag, you've got one that automatically handles just about anything the weatherman can throw at it. No shifting, no levers, no sweat. The all-wheel drive Dodge Caravan, a great way to rediscover American value.
Quality motor oil can go a long way toward protecting against engine wear. But by adding STP oil treatment, it can go even further because STP increases even the best oil's viscosity by up to 50%. It's that simple.
He's crazy about the rodeo. He says he's crazy about me. I don't know. Maybe he's just plain crazy.
Here's to rodeo cowboys, the women who love them, and cowboy cut jeans. Wrangler.
ESPN's Thursday Night CFA is brought to you by Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation, and by the First Brands Corporation, makers of STP oil treatment. That statue is of Buddy Holly, a native of Lubbock, Texas. Monday, if he had lived, he would have been 56 years old. Great break here for Texas Tech as they get a 54-yard punt. Oklahoma must start from just outside its own 3-yard line. Rashid is the single setback. And Gundy to throw out of the end zone. Quick out. Complete at the sideline up to about the 8-yard line. They had Williams, who was playing on a wing.
Mike, Oklahoma comes out, 4 wide receivers. Texas Tech is so concerned about the running game of Oklahoma that they're playing with 7 people at the line of scrimmage, and Cale Gundy checked off to the out route. And if Carlos Maynard, the defensive coordinator, feels like Tech has to stop the run first.
Even though they have gone to a passing offense. 2nd and 5. And Williams gets the carry behind Rashid. And they'll stack him up at the 10-yard line. Steve Carr made the tackle. Dwayne Bryant came up from the secondary to get the first hit and turn the play in.
Mike, you're going to find out how committed they are to the passing game, because the way Texas Tech is aligning on defense, they're giving them the passing game, taking away the running game here early, but also being backed up right now really challenges the play caller. Do you throw it, and do you open it up? And I think Oklahoma has to throw the football.
And, of course, the ball hog, Tracy Saul, who has an outside chance at the most interceptions anybody has ever had in college football, is playing center field. Play action by Gundy. Under pressure, dumps it off Rashid, the fullback. He's got the first down and more. Saul shoved him out of bounds, out past the 30. Rashid split time last year. Good receiver coming out.
You're going to watch Kenyon Rashid. He's going to come in the flat. Cale Gundy with the fake. Now, good pressure from the outside, but he's able to get the ball off. There's the fake. Watch the misdirection. Kenyon Rashid, the linebacker, missed him, didn't pick him up. He's an outstanding receiver with very good hands. Has hands like a receiver.
And big at 241 pounds on a 5'11 frame. So Oklahoma gets the first down and gets out of minus territory way back deep in their own end. Play action again. Comes pressure on Gundy, rolls away from it, throwing deep, has a man wide open. Mills at the 20. Mills to the 5. Tracy Saul had to make the tackle. Anthony Wiley was the man who was beaten. He stumbled at the end of it. It's a 65-yard play.
Well, if you're an Oklahoma Sooner fan, if there's any questions whether you've moved to the passing offense, Cale Gundy is going to challenge him deep with P.J. Mills. Watch the stumble here. Number 27 tries to grab a hold. Anthony Wiley, but P.J. Wiley with very good speed. P.J. Mills open for the big gainer. There's Wiley. Look at the pass on the run.
When Saul had to come a long way to make the saving tackle. He has
saved the
speed.
Touchdown, Mike.
1st and goal at the 4. Williams 20, Rashid 33 of the backs. Williams, a lot of room, touchdown Oklahoma. Cale Gundy leads them more than 96 yards for the score.
What made this play is the block of the tight end, number 82, Joel Mickey. And then Kenyon Rashid with a good lead block just opens it up for Ernest Williams. Good blocking. It takes a little bit of starch out of the Texas Tech crowd in their ball club.
Rashid ended up walling off 3 players. Scott Blanton for the point after. And Oklahoma, with 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go first quarter, quiets the crowd in Lubbock, and they lead 7-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Jim, give me a Bud Light.
We're all out.
When it comes to clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, Bud Light delivers.
Dr. Punt.
Now let's get those tonsils out.
Dr. Punt.
I like the colors. Here's your baby.
Little Caesars Cheeser. 2 pizzas with extra cheese, up to 3 toppings, and free crazy bread for $8.98.
Cheeser.
Quote, a mid-size Dodge Dakota with a new optional 230 horsepower Magnum V8 outpowers, outhauls, and just plain outpulls even full-size 5-liter V8s from Ford and Chevy. Unquote. Dodge, the most powerful line of trucks anywhere. Get $500 cash back on Dakota during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge.
Oklahoma scores first at Texas Tech. They lead at 7-0 first quarter. And it was an impressive drive of 97 yards in only 5 plays. Gundy on that drive, 3 for 3, 91 yards, and Williams finished it off with a 4-yard run. The big play was the 65-yard bomb. Gary Gibbs knew as the visiting team against the team that thought they had a chance to win, you need to come in here and do something early.
Well, now the pressure goes to Robert Hall, who Coach Dykes told us the other day starts a little slow, but when he's challenged, he responds, so he gets his chance on the field.
Scott Blanton to kick to Tracy Saul and Kirby Adams. And this one will go out of bounds. Let's go to the sideline and check in with Dr. Jerry Punt. Jerry?
Guys, a minute ago, the Texas Tech offensive line coach, Ted Umbehagen, warned his veteran offensive line to expect the blitz. They know we're going to throw the ball now. They know we're going to roll out, and you guys are going to have to pick it up. They got a lot of speed, and they're going to come this time. We know it's this series. They're going to come after us. You guys have got to give Robert a chance to get the ball off.
Well, Mike, the pressure that Jerry's talking about will come from the outside, because when you have a quarterback that they roll out play action, it's not a good idea to blitz him inside because you waste a linebacker because he's going to roll. So what you want to do is pressure him from one side and make him pull up and then pressure him from the backside.
And they have a couple of outside linebackers who can do just that. Robert Hall, the kind of a quarterback they say always seems to get off to a slow start. But if somebody scores against Texas Tech, he comes out really juiced up on the next series.
Well, they believe in him. This offense really believes in him. I watched him in practice. He's a fine thrower, but he has the double threat of running the football when he scrambles.
Very smartly kicking away from Saul. This is Kirby Adams. We're about the 24-yard line. Major League Baseball will be coming your way tomorrow night. We have a live doubleheader at 7:30. Most of you will be able to see Minnesota against the Toronto Blue Jays hanging on by their fingertips at 10:30. Then most of you will see Baltimore against California. The Birds really making a run. They've cut it to a half game, and they are even in the loss column. 58 losses apiece. Milwaukee's still alive, only 4.5 back. Morris on the toss. Boy, and a nice job there by outside linebacker Aubrey Beavers. He just wouldn't let anybody turn the corner. And I don't know if this is an apocryphal story or not. They say they had to actually take him off the practice field so the offense could run certain plays because nobody could block him.
Well, I would learn from that play. The way he played that particular play, he's tough. But Tom Hayes, the defensive coordinator who used to coach at Texas A&M, compares him to Quentin Coriat.
He's a marvelous athlete, finally getting a chance to play in his junior year. Call on the delay. This is Bruce Hill with a big hole to the 45 to the 49 near midfield. Bruce Hill, the junior from Fort Worth. And this was another area where Texas Tech was very concerned about their fullbacks. This guy is a former I-back.
Looked like a delayed draw where the fullback just sat in there. They invited the defensive line up the field. Bruce Hill hit the play. Watch the fullback. He just stands there. It's a real slow delayed draw with the fullback, number 41, Bruce Hill. And now busts in the secondary, number 5.
It's Malin Wesley
makes the play.
Gain of 24. Now they'll try Morris, who is a real load at about 235. He gets about 5 yards on the play. Greg Wilkins made the tackle, a left defensive end.
It's important for Texas Tech to get the running game going because I think one of the strengths of Robert Hall is his play action ability. You see Tom Hayes, the defensive coordinator, he wants to pressure Robert Hall, but if they're able to get that running game going now, that gives another dimension to it.
And it keeps the linebackers at home, too. 2nd and 5 for Texas Tech. Morris Trying to go outside. Wilkins got a hand on him. I think it's a lot of help, and now there's a flag down. They lost about a yard on the play, and we'll check the penalty. Our referee tonight, Steve Juszczyk, and this is an all Big 8 crew. And it will be a hold against Texas Tech. We'll see what Oklahoma will do.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
10 yards will make it second, and they've got 14 on the scoreboard. This is an Oklahoma defense that lost 8 starters from a year ago. They replaced another starter, so there's only 2 guys back from the unit that played so brilliantly a year ago.
I think in most defenses you'd worry about this, but there's so many good athletes on this defense. This will turn into be one of the Big 8 and country's best defensive teams.
Now they've corrected the scoreboard, 2nd and 16. Hall, screen. Morris, nice jump. Morris to the 45, to the Oklahoma 43-yard line. Morris at 235 showed you some nice open field running ability as he gained 14.
Bam Morris, the one returning back. Now he's going to block on Barnes, number 40. After he blocks him, now he's going to release as a screen back. Gets the pass and then picks up good yardage. Watch again, Bam Morris. There's the contact with Reggie Barnes. Lets him go. Catches the ball, big yards. Now again, when you have a team rushing up the field like Oklahoma, you screen and draw. And they've had success now with the screen and draw.
3rd and 2, they go with a full house backfield. Morris on the toss. Dives, first down. Mike, you find out an awful lot about yourself on 3rd and 2 against a team like Oklahoma.
Well, they run so well, and at the point of attack, Texas Tech went with a 3-back set and used a power attack with Bam Morris picking up the yardage. Watch tight end Scott Ehler blocking Reggie Barnes. Just tying him up long enough that Bam Morris can cut inside and pick up the 3 yards. But Morris is 6'1", 235, so he uses that weight the right way.
7 minutes, 10 seconds to go, first quarter. Texas Tech trying to answer the Oklahoma touchdown. They trail by 7. Hill in motion. Over the middle, complete to the other Hill. That's Lloyd, the former high school All-American, down to the 22. Lloyd Hill, the only blue-chip high school All-American that is on the roster of this Texas Tech ball club, and he has great potential.
Well, he really does, and they've caught Oklahoma in a 2 deep trying to help against the running game, and they gave Lloyd Hill the quick slant pass. Robert Hall right on the money with a 3-step drop.
Texas Tech playing with great confidence right now.
They really are. They responded to the score. Now they're trying to answer the score. Good mix in the play call.
1st and 10. Hall looked like a busted play, and he tries to get something out of it and does, down to the 17-yard line. It did not look like a quarterback draw. If it was, they didn't handle it real well.
I think it was a quarterback draw. There's Dick Winder, the offensive coordinator. He's done a nice job of keeping Oklahoma off balance with the screen and draw and running game. But what I think he tried to do there was empty the backfield and then try to get everybody spread out and dart Robert Hall up with a quick draw.
Glasgow Freeman, number 31. He is a freshman out of Fort Worth, has checked into the backfield. He's the single back. Ball floats it up for Hill, incomplete. Trying to hit Lloyd Hill in the corner of the end zone. Darnell Walker, who is their best man-to-man cover guy, and the only returning starter in the secondary, was right with him.
Well, Robert Hall had just exactly what he wanted. One-on-one coverage with Lloyd Hill against Darnell Walker. Ball's thrown well, needs to put a little bit more air under it. Good defense by Walker.
Can't play it any better than that.
Watch Hall, he stands right in the pocket, gets a low hit by Ricky Wren, number 92.
3rd and 6. Impressive drive for Texas Tech, trying to make it pay off. Here's the blitz again, the slant contact before the ball got there, and interference. Marshall running the post, he was open, and Darnell Walker hit him early. Well, those are the ones coaches hold their breath and say, oh, they got to call that one.
Oh, it was a little late, but they called it. You see the post pattern by Donald Marshall. The ball thrown. He'll hit him just before the ball gets there. Darnell Walker, number 28, called for the interference.
First down, Texas Tech. Big break for the Red Raiders. The ball inside the 3.
In the pass down here, Mike, Texas Tech likes to throw the pick route where they bring 2 receivers inside. Just a running formation for them here.
Full house backfield. Morris is the deep back. First and goal. Texas Tech ball spotted at the 2.5. Give it to Miles instead, the up back. He got maybe a half yard, no more. Miles, a junior out of Irving, Texas.
Here's where you have the extra dimension when you have a quarterback like Robert Hall, because now you have 4 running backs in the ball game, because if you decide you want to run an option or a naked or a rollout pass play, Robert Hall becomes a running back and a thrower, which puts a lot of pressure on defenses.
Roger Ford, number 29, checks in as an additional tight end. Morris again, the deep man. Morris on the toss, cuts it back. Instead of lowering his head, he turned his back and maybe lost a yard by doing that. Was stopped, it looked like at the 1. Swarmed by Oklahoma. That's William Schenkel, who came up from the corner to get in on the play.
Oklahoma runs so well, they pursue so well, you have to counter them to slow them down a little bit. I think you put the ball in Robert Hall's hands here in a rollout type pass play where he can run or throw.
They mark it at the 1, and Morris, as you can see, knows how to get into the end zone.
He's big enough to go over the top with the strength that he has, 235 pounds.
Hit in the backfield, lunges forward. Great play by Mike Coates, the strong side linebacker. He shot into the backfield and made the hit. Now it's a tough decision for Spike Dykes.
When Mike Coates gets penetration, number 41. See the linebacker up the field. Nobody picked him up. And he was able to make the hit on Bam Morris before he could go up over the top. Tried to go over the top, he just couldn't get airborne. Now it's 4th down. I still think Robert Hall needs to have that ball in his hands on the corner.
With John Davis, a kicker with no experience, maybe has helped Spike Dykes make up his mind on 4th and goal from the 1.
I like this call by Spike Dykes.
I do too.
He has to get in this game with Oklahoma.
Option. Gottfried, I think you said it before every play. It'd be nice to have Hall on an option to make him get the decision. They finally did it, and it worked.
Well, I know being on the other side when you're on defense, you don't want the quarterback running an option against you down there or on the corner because it's so tough to defend. They pound the football 3 times, and then Robert Hall came out on the option, was wide open for the touchdown.
John Davis for the point after. Davis knocks it through, and that was a huge drive for Texas Tech to answer favored Oklahoma. A 76-yard drive.
Robert Hall answered the challenge. Here you see him on the option. Oklahoma gets people upfield, but he's going to run it in for the score and tie this ball game.
4 minutes, 9 seconds to go. First period from Jones Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. We have a tie ball game.
September is the perfect time to try pay-per-view. Find out how easy it is to bring Hollywood's hottest stars into your home. Wait another day to discover how easy it is to reach for the stars. Order a pay-per-view movie tonight.
Help Telecable bring relief to the hurricane victims in Florida and Louisiana through Telecable's Food and Dollar Drive. Just donate 10 non-perishable food items or a $10 check at Telecable and we'll give you a free cable installation. If you're already a Telecable subscriber, you'll get a free installation for an additional outlet or any 2 pay services each for half price for 2 months plus a free month of Videoplex service where applicable. Help Telecable bring relief to the hurricane victims. Make Telecable's Food and Dollar Drive a success.
Velocity, the laws of force are set in
rotation with constant acceleration equals a torque acting on total energy plus potential energy causes rotational kinematics and constant acceleration of rigid and free-falling bodies.
Louisville pays a visit to Ohio State. Then quarterback Sleepy Robinson won't be snoozing when he leads Mississippi State against Texas.
College football on ESPN in a class by itself.
Welcome back. A baseball update now. Commissioner Fay Vincent has been asked to resign his post immediately by the baseball owners who voted by 18-9 with 1 abstention to ask for that resignation. Vincent says he will not give it. More at halftime. Now back to our tie ball game. Mike, and Jerry.
All right, thanks, Chris. I wonder if Bowie Kuhn is waiting by the phone. I mean, everybody can come back, can't they? Robert Hall. Now, they've told us all week he will respond to a challenge, and he was challenged by Oklahoma, and boy, did he respond. And Cale Gundy isn't going to back off either. He'll have a chance to trot the offense back out there in a second. Ernest Williams and Doel Brewer are deep to receive the kick. Brewer 5 yards deep, and they'll keep it there. Texas Tech with an answer. 76 yards, nearly 6 minutes off the clock. They ran 9 times and passed the ball 3, and Hall finished it off. I'd say it was a very confidence-building drive.
2 key plays in that drive, a draw and a screen. Because of the pressure of the Oklahoma defense, they were able to slow them down. Again, credit the offensive coordinator for Texas Tech, Dick Linder.
The other key was that pass interference call. It gave him a first down at the 3. Rashid, the single, set back behind Gundy. Gundy with a short set out to Williams, and Williams hit right after he made the catch, and the Red Raiders swarming on defense. Donnie Brooks with a nice play out there.
Texas Tech again with 7 people trying to stop the run. Cale Gundy automatic to the quick pass, the quick flat pass. Here you see to Ernest Williams, number 20. Pick up 6 yards.
2nd and 4. Gundy now 4 out of 4, 97 yards. Rashid, the huge fullback. He goes absolutely nowhere. Harry Dias, number 95, wrapped him up and dropped him. Dias, the coaches say, has gone from good to outstanding, and they don't normally have outstanding defensive linemen at Texas Tech. It's been the one thing that's hurt them throughout the years. They've got a couple this year.
Well, you see Harry Dias, number 95, just stand up the block and make the tackle. Carlos Maynard, the defensive coordinator, told us Harry Dias, number 95, Sean Jackson, number 98, have to have big games in the defensive line.
And you've got Steve Gaines, the nose man in there, who has just become eligible, number 77. He's over 300 pounds. 3rd and 4. Gundy throws. This will be close to a first down, and where they mark it, it will be. Complete to Williams, who was on a wing. Quincy White, the inside linebacker, on the coverage. Of course, this offensive line, very inexperienced, very young, and very thin. They have some outstanding athletes there, but coaches don't like question marks, do you?
No, they don't, and they're actually starting a freshman, J.R. Conrad, number 78 at center. So they are inexperienced there, and they need to build some confidence on offense with that offensive line.
And Conrad had never snapped the ball until 2 weeks ago. Rashid off the left side. Pounds his way out near the 35-yard line. Gang tackled there. Steve Carr was in on it. And Gaines, the big nose man.
Look at Kenyon Rashid here, number 33, the fullback. After Cale Gundy makes the play, he backs up. That means it's going to be a run most of the time because he wants a little depth to make his cut. When you see him move up, he's trying to get involved in pass protection. So it's a little tip that when he moves up, they're going to throw the football back. They want to run that dive play.
Say he was the best fullback that's ever come out of Kansas City, Missouri. He'll get the carry again, cuts it outside, diving forward for a first down. Jackson and Dwayne Bryant, the junior college transfer out of Los Angeles, made the stop.
Tom Hayes talking to Mike Coach, the linebacker, about that last defensive series and trying to make his adjustments before they go back on the field.
They'll measure for the first down here.
Mike, I was coaching at Pittsburgh when Kenyon Rashid came out of Rockhurst High School in Kansas City. Tony Severino was his high school coach, and he was all set to go to Penn State. And Barry Switzer, 4 days before the National Signing Day, made a trip there. And like Barry can do in that house, I mean, he's very convincing, and he talked him into going to Oklahoma. And I was really happy, even though I wasn't getting it. I was glad he was going to Oklahoma.
As long as Paterno didn't get it,
as long as
right?
I didn't have to see him in that game, and he's a load.
Very complete player. Also an excellent basketball player. Posts up at 240 pounds, going to be a little tough to stop. Play action by Gundy. A lot of time on the rollout. Throws. This one is complete at the sideline at the 34. Tink Collins. It didn't look like that ball was even intended for him. It looked like it sailed a little long, but he made the catch.
Well, they put 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. We're able to block the Texas Tech front to get Cale Gundy on the outside. You see Cale coming outside with a guard in front of him, and the receiver number 20, Ernest Williams, blocking for him. And then here's the throw to number 9, Tink Collins. Watch Tracy Saul, the All-American free safety. He's in 2 deep coverage. Now he has to break on the ball. Ball's thrown a little slow, and he makes the tackle. Number 6, Tracy Saul.
Corey Warren, number 2, actually got his hand on that pass, and I think it may have been intended for him, but it's complete nonetheless. Gundy trying to hit his pattern and does to the tight end, Ricky Brady, who's at 243. He gives 30 pounds to the other tight end, Joey Mickey. Of course, this is just the beginning of our college football coverage on ESPN. Come Saturday, we will have college football game day, then Louisville against Ohio State, our Residents in College Football Scoreboard show, and then Mississippi against Texas. So we invite you to join us on Saturday, or Mississippi State against Texas, ranked number 21 coming in as they start the season. And that means we got a busy Saturday going for you. Nice start for Cale Gundy. 7 for 7, 135 yards here in the first quarter, which only has 52 seconds left. Williams will get the carry, give Rashid a little rest, and he's down to the 23-yard line. Ben Kirkpatrick had him around the ankles.
Larry Coker on your right, TV screen, the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma. Coached at Oklahoma State and had Mike Gundy, Cale Gundy's brother, as his quarterback. Was just a tremendous college quarterback. When Larry Coker came here, of course, Cale Gundy, that had a lot to do with his decision.
Oklahoma first down, 23-yard line, and Texas Tech were tied at 7. Gundy back to action, throws back the other way, again to the tight end, Ricky Brady. Sort of like a little counter passing game. The quarterback starts one way, then turns and throws quickly.
Well, they put 3 receivers to the left, so you have to defend that. Here's Ricky Brady, number 86, just on a loop route up the field, and they're in 2 deep coverage. Again, Dwayne Bryant, number 9, is just off a little bit too far, and just a good throw by Cale Gundy. Good mix again by this offense. Larry Coker's doing a nice job keeping the Texas Tech defense off balance.
Oklahoma has had no problem moving the ball. It's first and goal from the 7. Gundy again, play action the other way. Back to Rashid, the big guy, touchdown. Boomer Sooner here with a 13-7 lead, and Cale Gundy has certainly justified this pass-happy offense. He is 9 for 9, 158 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter. That's not bad.
He's going to get on that phone and tell Larry Coker, let's just keep throwing that football.
Point after is blocked, and this has a chance for 2 points. Ben Kirkpatrick is the linebacker. He's got a chance to take it in. Kirkpatrick from Post, Texas, a senior.
Byron Wright in the middle of the play. Watch him get his hands up. You always try to block the field goal in college football, now up inside because the T's not there. And then you see Ben Kirkpatrick turn into a running back.
Boy, a nice job by Donnie Brooks, who got up there and got a piece of the only Oklahoma player who had a chance to catch him. And that is a 2-point play. I loved when they changed the rule. I always thought that's the way it ought to be.
When you're coaching, you don't like that, but because that's...
Spike Dykes does.
Spike Dykes is happy about it, but if you go to the other sideline, they're not real happy about it. Take a look at Cale Gundy here on the fake again to Ernest Williams. Out to Kenyon Rashid, who blocked first and then just ran through the tackle. Number 6, Tracy Saul, for the touchdown. He's such a load, you have to wrap him up and take him down.
And Cale Gundy, who has been perfect in the first quarter, gets his second touchdown on the board for the Oklahoma offense, but the point is blocked. Texas Tech gets 2 out of that. So instead of being 14-7, it is 13-9. And we'll see how that plays the rest of the game. Tracy Saul and Kirby Adams are deep. Again, they kick away from Saul. Adams from the goal line. And he gets back to the 14-yard line.
Mike, every coach in America worries about the opening game, and he worries about the kicking game and special teams because you have a hard time practicing it live in the 29 practice opportunities you have to get ready in the first game. Unlike basketball, where you go down to Joe's bar and pick up 10 guys and name them a foreign country and they play them in the first game. Football, you open up with a real opponent, and it's tough. Special teams and substitutions. Fourth quarter, you worry a little bit about it because you wonder if your guys are ready to play 4 quarters.
Sounds like you saw the Olympic basketball games. Morris and Hill are the backs. Morris gets the carry. Gaping hole. 30. Look at this guy out to the 34-yard line. Byron Morris, the sophomore from Cooper, Texas. Malin Wesley had to make the tackle. It's a gain of 20. And they brought their offensive shoes tonight.
Taking advantage of the upfield rush of Oklahoma on defense.
That's the end of the first period here at Jones Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. Already a lot of fireworks. Oklahoma leads Texas Tech 13-9.
If only your tires could talk.
It's so tiring. He babies the car, then abuses me with messy vinyl cleaner. Hey, I'm rubber. No-touch tire care. Ooh, nice foam.
No-touch tire care. The first product to clean, shine, and protect tires in one easy step. No scrubbing, no dirty rags, no mess.
Yeah, clean and shiny. Oh, no. Bad doggy. Go away.
Treat your tires right with no-touch tire care.
6 years ago, the city of Tampa had crumbling sewer pipes, and they started slip lining them with Driscoll pipe from Phillips 66, extending their lifespan from 10 years to 50, and saving millions of tax dollars, which Tampa has no trouble finding better ways to spend. Solutions from Phillips 66, the performance company.
Most people know State Farm sells car and homeowners insurance. Some people don't know State Farm sells life insurance too. I'm State Farm agent Cecil Burt. Our life insurance policies, our prices, and our financial ability to deliver on our promises, plus the good neighbor service State Farm agents are famous for, have made State Farm one of the largest of all life insurance companies and an outstanding life insurance value.
State Farm sells life insurance.
Hello?
Jean? I thought you were getting out.
Oh, hi, Ellen. Well, the doctor said more tests.
I thought he said you were fine.
Well, I guess they just want to be sure.
So, when are the tests?
Well, he said they can't schedule anything right now. So he said as long as I'm here, I might have to stay until Tuesday.
Oh.
Maybe Wednesday.
Oh. How's the food?
This is my new Dodge Caravan. Dad says it costs under $13,800. Mom says it's a great deal with air conditioning at no extra charge when you buy the Family Value Package. It's safe, too. With the driver's airbag, rear seat shoulder harnesses, you can even get available built-in child seats. Maybe that's why Caravan is the #1 selling minivan in the whole wide world. Dodge Caravan, recommended by kids everywhere.
Set to start the second quarter. Oklahoma leading Texas Tech 13-9. We're in Lubbock. Mike Patrick, Mike Gottfried, and Dr. Jerry Punch with you. Glad you could join us on a Thursday night. It's been a beauty so far. Hill, the fullback, diving forward to 39. Let's check in with Jerry Punch. Jerry?
Guys, a minute ago, the Oklahoma defensive coaches told their very, very young defense, remember, 9 new starters this year, that whichever the opposite side is that rushes from the outside has to stay home, and they'll kill us with the blitz or the screen. Whereas on the Tech offensive side, they have told Robert Hall, guys, we're going to go with multiple snap counts. They told the offensive line, guys, stay put. Listen, we're going to pull them off sides, and we're going to mess up their timing when the blitz. Back upstairs.
Jerry, they almost pulled him offside on the last play. You're right. 2nd and 6. Morris on the toss, cuts it back, dives forward for about 5, very near another first down. Covered by Reggie Barnes, the outside linebacker, the Butkus candidate, and Morris has been very impressive.
Texas Tech makes sure they put 2 people on the outside backers here. Number 56, Audrey Beavers. You see him being chopped down. They always try to check those 2 outside backers with 2 people. See him down, and then the missed tackle by Oklahoma, and good yardage by Bam Morris.
Morris, 8 carries, 39 yards. It's 3rd and less than a yard. Ball to the quarterback keeper. It's a first down. He's covered by Mike Coates, the strong side linebacker, but not in time.
The success that Texas Tech is having in this series and running the football in the last series, look for them now to go to the option with Robert Hall, where they now start to challenge those outside linebackers by taking the option to them and then kicking the ball out on the pitch.
First down from the Texas Tech 46. Morris again picking his way through tacklers. Brought down by David Campbell, the backup nose man who wrapped him up.
That is the play they've had success with because of it's a cutback play. Starts to the front side. Oklahoma runs so well, they over pursue it, and then Bam Morris has been cutting it back, and that's why they've had success on that play.
As Gary Gibbs said coming in, he did not know how good his defense was going to be. When you have 9 new starters out there, no matter what your athletic ability or level of experience, there are a lot of question marks. 2nd and 8. Hall on the roll. Over the middle, there was contact again, and the flag goes down, and that looked like a good call. It was another post pattern being run by Donald Marshall, and he was open again. They throw the flag. It looked like Malin Wesley was the man who made contact on the play.
Tell you what, it's a good thing he did interfere because Donald Marshall was running a post pattern and running away from him. Tom Hayes, the defensive coordinator, knows he's being pressured. Here's the throw. There's the interference. Donald Marshall had that post and may have been able to score. Interference on William Schenkel, number 8.
See where they'll spot the ball. It's the 37-yard line. It will be a first down.
That's the benefit for the offense, or for the defense.
Defense, 15-yard penalty, First down.
It's a 15-yard penalty from a line of scrimmage.
Right.
So if you make a mistake, it's not as costly. He saved a touchdown there for 15 yards. Pretty good trade.
Yes, it is. So another first down for Texas Tech at the Oklahoma 37. Hall with a pump fake and throws incomplete, trying to hit Lloyd Hill at the sideline. Good coverage out there by Darnell Walker. And Hall says that was my mistake. One of the few he's made tonight. Storyline from Lubbock, Texas. Gundy has been absolutely perfect in the first half, and Morris has gained 41 yards rushing already against that Oklahoma defense. And we have a 4-point ball game, thanks in part to a blocked extra point, which went for 2 points the other way to Texas Tech. Hall, play action. Room to run. He dumps it off instead and dropped right in the hands of Scott Ayler. Well, Hall had plenty of room to run, but Ayler was also wide open, another 6-7 yards downfield. And the sophomore from Round Rock, Texas, just dropped it.
I think if Robert Hall had that play all over again, he might choose to do one of two things. Run the football, keep it in his hands, or go deep to Donald Marshall down the corner, number 34. The ball was dropped, but the tackle would have been made immediately anyway.
3rd and 10. Texas Tech has not had very many 3rd and longs in this game so far. 4-man rush. Hall with time. Deep over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Right in the hands of Drew Crispin, the strong safety, and he couldn't hold it. And Hall just sort of floated that one up there.
Bad pass. He's lucky there that it wasn't intercepted by number 24, Drew Crispin. Now they've got a chance, Tech does, to pin him in the hole with the little pooch kick.
And Robert King, the junior, who crushed his first one for 54 yards. And the official steps in and stops play.
Oklahoma only has 10 men on the field, so they're a little confused as whether they get their punt team in or whether they leave their regular defense. And they're afraid of a fake, so they want their regular defense in.
And they had to use the timeout to stop the clock with 12:25 to go, first half of play. Oklahoma leads by 4, and we'll be back in a moment.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
Over the years, I've made a lot of trips back and forth to Vegas.
So how's it going this trip, George?
The odometer was broken for over 50,000 miles, so I say we've got 300,000 miles on this car.
Hi, George.
I've had a longer relationship with this car than I've had with any woman.
Hi, George. How are you?
This beauty's a living example of what can be done with proper maintenance and AC Delco.
Hi, George.
AC Delco parts. It's like buying time.
Before we ship a new Buick LeSabre, it must meet an international standard of excellence. If it fails to meet a single electrical check, if the aim of a headlight isn't true, if the seams are not measured to the millimeter, we don't ship it. So if you buy a Buick LeSabre for its quality, you won't be missing the boat, even though it doesn't come by boat.
Anything you can handle, we can handle. Yokohama high-performance tires.
ESPN's Thursday Night CFA is brought to you by Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. And by Yokohama Tires, advanced technology on wheels. 12:25 to go in the first half of play, and Oklahoma leading Texas Tech 13-9 before a big crowd here in Lubbock, Texas. And that's Robert King getting ready to punt the ball on a 4th and 10 situation from the Oklahoma 47-yard line. Not quite a sellout tonight. People would ask, why can't you sell out 50,500 tickets for a game of this magnitude? Well, Texas Tech draws from such a huge area. It is a Thursday night and makes it tough on a lot of folks to get back to go to work the next morning. pooch kick. Instead, he knocked it into the second deck. Right now, we'll check in with Chris Fowler. Chris?
All right, Mike, a couple other games on schedule tonight. The MAC Conference, Western Michigan making a bid to end Bowling Green's 10-game winning streak, 11:25 to go. Broncos by 3. And Southeast Missouri State, a 20-6 halftime lead over Murray State. We'll update that at halftime, as well as the halftime blitz. Back now to Lubbock.
All right, Chris, thanks very much.
Mike, that score hurt there. Southeast Missouri over my Murray team. Come on, Racers, you've got to come back.
The attachments never die.
Oh, never dies. Murray State's a great place.
Oklahoma takes over at the 20. Kenyon Rashid, the workhorse so far, the single setback. Gundy, play action, sidearms it, complete. Got the tight end, Joey Mickey. Look out for this guy. 274 pounds. Tracy Saul dragged him down.
2 tight end offense. They went away from the strong safety with both. They had Ricky Brady to the other side, 86. Joey Mickey to the left side, 82. Ran the play action and came out, threw the ball to Joey Mickey. Tracy Saul, number 6, has to make the tackle. Texas Tech's in trouble on defense. They're having trouble with the run, but the way they're lining up, Cale Gundy's 10 for 10 right now. He may end up moving from 3rd all the way to 1st in the all-time passing here because of the way he's throwing the football.
Gundy still has a chance for a perfect season. 10 for 10, 174 yards. Comes the end around Williams. Kirkpatrick missed him, and then he is drilled out of bounds by Dwayne Bryant. Oh, what a shot.
Ernest Williams, number 20, is a tailback, and they move him to receiver on some formations. Here he comes around, gets the handoff on the reverse, and watch Dwayne Bryant, number 9, just knock him out of bounds. Here's another look. Wayne Bryant, a real strong hitter at strong safety, just knocks him, levels him out of bounds.
2nd and about 2 now for Oklahoma at the 45. And I think you're right about the Texas Tech defense. They have just not been able to stop Oklahoma at all.
Well, they want to stop the run. That's the pressure they have, but in trying to stop the run, the pass is there.
Here's Williams. Fumble! And it looked like Oklahoma got it back. Mike Liscio, number 91, was diving for it, couldn't get to it, and Ricky Brady, the tight end, beat him there. Big play. Would have been another first down.
We were just talking about number 9 being a hitter. Watch him again. He is able to get his helmet on the football, and that's what caused the fumble. Ricky Brady alertly, number 86, a tight end. He used to be a basketball player at Oklahoma. Was able to recover the fumble. Big play by Ricky Brady.
And Bryant with a big hit. They said he loves to talk coming out of LA Community College, or LA Southwest Community College. And if he played half as well as he talked, he'd be an All-American.
Well, he's on the way because he's playing well.
Cale Gundy wants a timeout on 3rd and 6, wants to talk it over. We'll be back in a moment.
If you want a beer that drinks easy like a light and has real draft taste, why not make a change for the better? Refreshingly different, but dry. Bud Dry is one beer that drinks easy like a light and has real draft taste. So why not come around to something refreshingly different? Try Bud Dry.
You'd rather walk than drive an American car. You think no American car can match the quality of an import. You figure if it isn't foreign, it isn't for you. You wouldn't give an American car the time of day. Well, in case you haven't noticed, times have changed. Introducing the new Skylark. This is the Buick that's going to change a lot of impressions about Buick.
In the second quarter in Lubbock, it's Oklahoma leading Texas Tech 13-9. And now for tonight's U.S. Army student of the game. And he is Texas Tech junior punter Robert King, a chemical engineering major. His grade point average, 3.89. I could have done that, but it would have had to have been on a 10-point scale.
What did Spike Dykes call him?
Atom Smasher. I think anytime anybody is an engineering student, he calls them Atom Smashers. 3rd and 6 for Oklahoma after they get a break recovering their own fumble from their own 42. Gundy changing the play.
Tech's trying to bait him here with short blitz, and then they're going to come out of it.
And that's exactly what they did. The pass is complete anyway down to the 46-yard line. That's a first down, and he hit Albert Hall. 11 for 11 for Gundy.
Watch Texas Tech now, what they tried to do defensively. They're having so many problems. They move the linebackers up, move the corners up on both sides to try to show Cale Gundy that they're blitzing, but then they bail out and play regular zone coverage. Here you see him back out into zone coverage. Just a good throw to Albert Hall, number 1 on the quick slant.
Brady Field, number 48, nearly got his hand on it, but it whistled by. Complete to Hall. Rashid, the fullback, breaks an arm tackle. Flag is down as Rashid reaches the 35-yard line. Mike Liscio was in on the stop.
Mike Carlos Maynard, the defensive coordinator, has a big problem on his hands right now.
Get a break there.
See Carlos Maynard here, excellent defensive coach, and his problem is there are so many weapons on the Oklahoma offensive team that he wants to stop the run because they're so effective running the football. So he plays both outside linebackers, Liscio, number 91, and Kirkpatrick, 47. He'd like to get a nickel back in to help in the passing game, but then he's concerned about the running game.
Gary Gibbs, of course, said he did not want this offense to be one-dimensional anymore. When you end up in an Orange Bowl game against a team like Miami, you can only do one thing, like run out of the wishbone. You can't beat them, and that's what he is shooting for, is this balance.
Well, they went to Washington, looked at their passing game. Miami does the same thing. Rice, a lot of teams across the country have went to the one-back offense to throw the football. But what they really want is to run the football, to spread you out and run the ball.
1st and 20 now. Gundy wants the screen to Rashid. And Rashid got the penalty back plus about 3.
It's a good call by Larry Coker, the offensive coordinator of Oklahoma. He gets the yardage back plus a few. Now he's back to 2nd down and long yardage here, so he's back on track again. Texas Tech wants to try to keep him in some 3rd and longs, and they haven't been able to get him in 3rd and long. Everything's been medium and short.
It's amazing. You saw the linemen come through so easily. You would think guys who are being blocked all the time and come that free would know it was a screen, but they're so excited to be going after the quarterback. And look at Gundy's number. 12 completions for 201 yards. And set to throw again. Floats down the sideline, and good coverage that time. The linebacker, Mike Liscio, although he never turned around, was in perfect position.
They wanted Liscio on the tight end, so you had a linebacker against the tight end. That's what Cale Gundy wanted. Ricky Brady against Mike Liscio, number 91. Gary Gibbs, you see, threw his hat, upset at the call because he wants face guarding called right here. Look at the push by Liscio. Number 91, his hands all over Ricky Brady.
And the bench really went crazy on that, although it looked like a good play by Liscio.
You see the bench. Mike Jones, running back coach, a little upset about it also.
3rd and 8. Gundy straight back with plenty of time. Throws sideline. Incomplete off the fingertips of Tink Collins.
Now, if you're Texas Tech, that's what you want. You want a 3rd down so you can get the nickel guy in and force him into where it's a one dimension where you have to throw the football. Tink Collins, just the timing was off on that route. He was almost out of bounds when the ball was there.
So after hitting 11 straight, Gundy misses 2, and Brad Riddell will come in to punt to Tracy Saul, the All-American. Saul waiting inside the 10. Riddell with a career average of 40.9, and look at the numbers on Saul. Texas Tech with a big rush, and this punt Beautiful, straight up in the air. Saul calls the fair catch, makes it at the 17-yard line. There's a flag down, and Saul was bumped.
It didn't give him enough room, and Tracy Saul, who was trying to make the fair catch, Oklahoma just got a little too close to him, and they're going to draw a penalty.
Robert O'Neill was right on top of him. And it is interference with the fair catch.
It's Charlie North right there with a headset on. He's the special teams coach. You see Tracy Saul making the fair catch. Now you got to give him room to make that catch. He has room. I think that's a bad call.
I do too. But he stepped in late.
Yeah, he stepped in late. I don't think he had the football. Robert O'Neill, 36, is saying, hey, I gave him what you told me to, coach. Still called me for the flag.
Big break for Texas Tech. Gets them outside of their own 20-yard line with 9:24 to go first half. Hall gives it off to the freshman running back, Classical Freeman. He struggles for a couple. Let's check in with Jerry Punch. Doctor?
Guys, on the last offensive play of the previous Tech series, they saw, the offensive coach of Tech, exactly what you saw, Mike Godfrey. That is the incompletion to Scott Ahler. The defensive backs for Oklahoma had released, leaving Marshall about 15 yards free downfield. They don't realize now that the defensive backs are reading Hall's eyes as they told Hall to roll out, pump one time, and hit Marshall deep. We'll score, he said, in a hurry.
When you get Hall outside the corner and buy time, you really want a big play. You didn't want that little 3-yard gain. You want to try to go up top to Marshall on that play.
2nd and 9. Hill and Freeman are the backs. Hall floats this one, and Hill made a miraculous catch, but they said he was out of bounds. Lloyd Hill had to adjust so much on that play and made a great catch.
Tom Hayes said when you look at Texas Tech, you better stop Robert Hall first, and then Lloyd Hill's the second player. A little wobbly pass here. Let's see. Lloyd Hill turned all the way around to make that catch.
He's in. He got the 1 foot down.
He did make the catch. There's the foot down.
Oh, yeah. And right in front of the official, it's ruled incomplete. So we've had a couple of questionable calls in this one. 3rd and long now for Texas Tech. Hall scrambling straight up the middle. To the 39-yard line, first down. Robert Hall, a gain of 15, and that's why he is so dangerous.
Oh, Mike, you talk about a scrambling quarterback, what he does for you. This is a screenplay to Bam Morris. This is what it is. Watch number 31 right here. Classical Freeman, it's going to be a screen to him, but he's picked up over here on defense, and Robert Hall, seeing that, the ability to be a running quarterback. Watch number 31, Classical Freeman. There's a screen. He's covered. Robert Hall makes the adjustment, takes off for the big game.
Boy, he left Mario Freeman just laying flat on the ground with a great fake. Hall, one way then the other. They've got him in the backfield this time and bring him down, and it was number 98, Joe Correa, out of Visalia, California, who grabbed the shoulder pad and made the tackle.
It's the first real push that we've seen out of the defensive line. Joe Correa, number 98, 6'4", 278-pound junior. Looked like Robert Hall made a mistake on that play. I'm not sure whether he went the wrong way or not, but he didn't come out as clean as he would like to.
Great name for a school, College of the Sequoias.
College of the Sequoias. Junior college out in California, produced a lot of players.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Texas Tech their own 35. Classical Freeman on the delay. He's got a gaping hole across the 40, 45, 50, and more, first down. And he's hit out of bounds. They'll tack another 15 on that one.
Well, we talked about early that you want to try to take Texas Tech and the crowd out of the game early, but Texas Tech in the first half has played very well on offense, and they keep answering the challenge. Another draw play to Classical Freeman, the freshman. Watch the draw play. Watch the offensive tackle invite the defense up the field. Now here comes Classical Freeman outside. Once he gets outside, they lose the picket fence, and he picks up good yardage. And now you'll see the late hit by number 42, Darius Johnson. Watch Lloyd Hill, number 18. He's more than a receiver. Watch the block on number 28, Darnell Walker. Good block. Just contain him long enough to get outside, to allow Classical Freeman outside.
And the officials still discussing this play.
Are there a couple flags down?
Yes, there are. The last one should have been a dead ball foul. because the play had already been whistled dead out of bounds. And they're talking to Brad Elam, the center, and one of the co-captains. And now we'll get the explanation.
Right. Clip on the offense.
They're going to mark that first. There you see Spike Dykes.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, automatic first down.
So even though they turn out to be offsetting penalties, it's a break for Texas Tech because they get the first down.
They pick up the first down, and that's the key. Even though they lose some yardage with the first penalty call, they still get the first down.
We have 7:21 to go first half. Oklahoma with 2 touchdowns. Texas Tech with a touchdown and a block extra point that they ran back for 2. So we have a 4-point margin.
The way Robert Hall is throwing the football, look, any time now for him to try to go up on top with one of those speed receivers and try to go for the bomb against the secondary of Oklahoma.
He's thrown a couple of posts to Marshall, and both times there's been interference call. That's Classical Freeman, the I-back. He only got about 1. Our CFA Thursday night series will continue next week, and it all begins with a weekend kickoff show. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Craig James, our studio moles, will preview your college football weekend games at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. Then out to Provo, Utah, as Marshall Faulk will lead San Diego State against the Cougars of Brigham Young. Last year, these two teams in a defensive battle played to a 52-52 tie. Hall stays in the pocket, floats this one deep, intended for Hill. An excellent coverage this time, covered like a blanket by Darnell Walker. And Walker knew it was going to be a long night coming in, having to play against Hill, but he's done a good job.
Well, it's a tough time to try to go deep because Oklahoma on the second down and 9 brought the nickel back in. So Darnell Walker was playing in a 2-deep coverage, and they blitzed from outside with Darius Johnson to try to put a little pressure on Robert Hall.
Hall has had 6 straight incompletions and now is only 2 out of 9 for 33 yards. But somehow he has still kept this offense moving. 3rd and 9 from the 40. Here comes the blitz. Hall with room to run. Ran into his own man and goes down at the 40-yard line. Tried to cut it back upfield, but couldn't do it. And number 95, Russell Allen, was there to make sure he didn't get any further.
If he could have got out of that, he had some room to run because Oklahoma blitzed him and was in man coverage, but he ran into his guard, Stance LeBay, number 67, and just couldn't break that plane. He had some pressure from the outside. I don't think he had time enough to sit in there and make the throw.
10-man rush against King. Gets another good kick out of there. This one a little bit more wobbly.
Look out.
Here comes Dewell Brewer. Got the corner. Brewer finally knocked out of bounds in Texas Tech territory. A returnable punt, and he made the most of it. A 38-yard kick, a return of 31, and Anthony Wiley had to knock him out of bounds.
Hello, I'm Bob Thomas of Bob Thomas Ford in McKinney, Texas, and we'd like to invite you out to our Common Sense sale. Bob Thomas Ford understands that times like these call for cars and trucks that make sense. Bob Thomas Ford offers 4 great American cars under $10,000. The Ford Festiva, the Ford Escort, the Ford Ranger pickup, and the Ford Tempo 2-door. Bob Thomas Ford delivers the Tempo 2-door for just $89.95. Come see Bob Thomas Ford in McKinney for straight talk and fair pricing.
In Odessa, a remodeled kitchen turned into the McLaren's new family room. In Corpus Christi, a new minivan made the Halls a little more popular with their friends. And in Austin, an additional room allowed Mark Gonzalez to put his father in the best possible home, his own. Nations Bank loan specialists have helped people all across Texas with loans for home improvements, loan refinancing, and car loans. Come see how Nations Bank can give you the power to make a difference in your life.
This weekend to ESPN Sunday Sports Day. See the bright spots of the week on Sports Weekly. Then, Dick Schaap focuses a light on major issues with the Sports Reporters. And don't forget ESPN's Shining Star, Sports Center, where you'll see scores, highlights, and previews. Set your alarm to start Sunday mornings with ESPN Sunday Sports Day.
the Honorable J.C. Watts.
My parents taught me to love America for her promise. The University of Oklahoma taught me to love America for her openness. But it was the party of Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, who taught me that America really is the land of opportunity.
And you're right, that is the J.C. Watts who quarterbacked the Sooners into consecutive Orange Bowls and seconding the nomination for the President of the United States in his re-election campaign at the Republican National Convention. Yes, good things can happen after football. Oklahoma from its own 47. Rashid on the draw. Brought down by White and Steve Carr. J.C. Watts was one of those outstanding wishbone quarterbacks. This is from the 1980 Orange Bowl.
That's when Oklahoma was passing underhand.
Had a 21-3 record in 2 years as the Sooners quarterback. He rushed for 683 yards, 18 touchdowns. Elected public official now in the Oklahoma State government. J.C. Watts, the Oklahoma Corporation Commissioner. And if Coach Gibbs has his way, you will. That is history. You will not see the wishbone anymore. Oklahoma 2nd and 4. Gundy back to throw. Double pump throws complete down to the 35-yard line. It will be a first down. And he hit Dewell Brewer coming out of the backfield. Tracy Saul made the stop.
Another checkoff by Cale Gundy. They moved Kenyon Rashid up a little bit so that he could make the block. And then the pass to Dewell Brewer.
205 yards already for Cale Gundy. They said he came of age as a quarterback, and this offense came of age in the Gator Bowl when he got 329 yards. He's well on the way to breaking that one, and that was the best game of his career. Best passing game in amount of yardage in Oklahoma history.
And he's going to move this offense into passing statistics in the top of the country.
Under pressure, screen to Rashid, and this time figured out by Ben Kirkpatrick. One of those guys they describe as an overachiever. There's so many great high school players in this state. When he was a high school senior, he was the most valuable player of the Texas State All-Star game, and that's a pretty good trophy to have on your mantle.
Oh, really, Mike? There's 1,045 schools playing football in Texas. Stikes and I were talking about, and I'm going to tell you something. They all can coach in this state. This high school coaching in the state of Texas is just great.
No, he went this way. I was on this side. But he went on
2nd and 12. Loss of 2 on the last play.
It was on your side.
3 wide receivers. Gundy once again with a quick release, and that time the receiver Albert Hall pulled up short and Gundy threw long.
I think he threw that ball away because Albert Hall was covered. They rolled up on his side. Good block by Kenyon Rashid there, but I think Cale Gundy just threw it away.
Now 3rd and 12. And this is only the second time in the ball game that Texas Tech has had that advantage, a 3rd and long situation.
This is where you want to put that offense in long yardage situation.
And keep an eye on the free safety, Tracy Saul. He's the guy that will look to pick it.
Keep your eye on the tight end and the fullback.
Gundy buying a lot of time. Now he's in trouble, and they got him at the sideline. The man that made him duck was Dwayne Bryant, and then Sean Jackson finished him off. Bryant nearly took his head off.
Carlos Maynard, the defensive coordinator, with a good coverage call. Here you see Albert Hall running down the field. He feels like he's open, and he is open, but there is coverage behind him. They dropped into a heavy zone, and Cale Gundy was looking for the big play. He didn't want to take the tight end in the short game. He was looking for the big play, and he wisely just ran out of room and took it to the sideline and was hit by Dwayne Bryant.
4th and 14, and Riddell will now punt to Saul, although Saul probably won't have a chance to return it. It's a beautiful high kick. Saul signals another fair catch. He'll let this one go, and Oklahoma nearly downed it at the goal line, but it goes into the end zone. Barnes had a shot and couldn't make the play.
Mistake by Reggie Barnes. You want to try to get down to the goal line and get turned around, and he just didn't get down there in time to be like a shortstop to keep it from going in the end zone.
Sunday Night Baseball comes your way again with John Miller and Joe Morgan. This time it's the Boston Red Sox and the Oakland A's. And that team is winless since they traded Jose Canseco, still leading Minnesota by 4.5 games. Chicago still hanging around, but 9 full games back. And that was one of the blockbuster trades in the last couple of decades in baseball. It's a different game now with that free agent system. Here's Morris back in the ball game at tailback. Takes a big shot, got it out to the 24-yard line. And Drew Chrisman, the strong safety, came up and really gave him a pop.
Number 24, Drew Chrisman, he's saying, hey, we can hit on this side too, strong safeties. See the cutback play. Here's Audrey Beavers. The back starts to one side.
Nice
Bruce Hill, number
Bruce
41.
Hill.
See how the action starts one way, and Bruce Hill's able to come back and chop Audrey Beavers. And look at the strong safety, Drew Chrisman, number 24.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Ball under pressure, short arms it over the middle, complete. Darryl Mitchell with the first down and more. Mitchell, the junior from Miami, Florida, with outstanding speed. Second-team All-American out of Joliet, Illinois Junior College. Gain of 22.
Robert Hall rolled to the left, waited till Darryl Mitchell came back across the middle. Got it to him quick. Just a nice quick release by Robert Hall.
2:52 to go in the first half. Texas Tech down 4 and driving. Morris again, another hole. Stood straight up by Mario Freeman, the weak side linebacker, the redshirt freshman from Austin, Texas. And the Sooners certainly do get their share of great players out of the state of Texas. And just keep in mind, if you're an Oklahoma fan, this is a very young defense. 2nd and 5 again, Texas Tech. Hall throws complete to Lloyd Hill. First down to the 34-yard line of Oklahoma. Beat Malin Wesley. Darnell Walker had to make the tackle. This game, 14.
Robert Hall rolled to the left, so that meant coverage rolled to the right. When you get a one-on-one situation, then it was a throwback pass to Lloyd Hill. Darnell Walker, number 28, made the play.
And there have been some offensive adjustments in the last couple of series for Texas Tech.
Both staffs working hard, trying to keep their offenses on the field.
Hall again throws, this time too short for Hill. And it looked like he was messed up a little bit by running into Byron Morris, who was blocking for him in the backfield.
Both teams trying to spell their defensive front a little bit, trying to give them a rest. Play a lot of people in there. Joe Correa now comes back into the game, number 98.
2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders from the Oklahoma 34. Ball under pressure. They've got it this time. The sack will go to Greg Wilkins, number 90, out of Chicago, Illinois, and some pressure also from Korea.
It's the first series where the defensive line of either team was able to get a push. Greg Wilkins got a push and made the sack.
We've got a timeout with 1:49 to go in the half. Texas Tech will be facing a 3rd and 17.
Hey, Hannon, lunch.
Hey, all right.
No. I mean, see what everybody wants.
2 cheeseburgers and
quarter pounder with cheese.
large fry.
Big Mac.
Make it 2.
Got it, kid.
With McDonald's extra value meals, you can order your favorite food by number. Served up fast, guaranteed. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Hannon, nice job. It's yours from now on.
In a year when the world will watch records fall in the 100, the 400, and the 800, we at Federal Express said, hey, let's go for the 4,312, the 6,702, and to top it off, the 8,003.6. So we created Express Freighter, the only service that races from the world's trading centers to every corner of the U.S. by 10:30 next day. In a year of world records, why not set a few of our own? Express Freighter, the fastest thing on Earth.
How far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget.
Reward yourself with free rentals and upgrades. Ask about the new Budget Awards Plus frequent renter program. The smart money is on budget.
We welcome you back to Jones Stadium. 1:49 to go in the first half. It's been a pretty clean half. Only one injury. Ryan Gorka, linebacker for Oklahoma, hit in the eye with a tortilla, one of those Southwest Texas injuries. But he'll be fine, guys. Back upstairs.
All right, Jared. That's pretty tough to go home to explain to the other guys in the neighborhood, isn't it? I was hit by a stray tortilla and I can't play next week.
You better try to find out who threw it. He's got that strong an arm. Bring him down.
3rd and 17 for Robert Hall and Texas Tech. 4-man rush, trying to run the option. Ball gets loose. Oklahoma picks it up.
So New York, Mike, where he can advance the fumble, and it's going to
Reggie Barnes, but a backward pass cannot be advanced. That's the only exception. Now, will they rule it was a backward pass or was it knocked out of his hands? It's a touchdown or it's down near the 50-yard line. And the official is standing there marking it. I think they'll bring it back. As Mike was saying, a fumble anywhere on the field.
We had a backward pass. Oklahoma's ball. We're recovered. First down.
And that's what they will rule, that it is a backward pass, the only exception to the new rule.
Audrey Beavers facing the option for the first time. Robert Hall comes down, just got a little too close to Beavers. Beavers was able to reach out and knock away the ball. Reggie Barnes recovered the fumble.
And it was a backward pass. You could see it on the replay. There it is again.
Boy, Audrey Beavers just came hard on the option play.
Got the ball, got the quarterback, got everything. But that's a huge break for Texas Tech, and Barnes with about a 50-yard, 45-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown. It's taken off the board. But still 1:40 to go in the half for Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma has 2 timeouts remaining.
Gundy play action. Excellent protection. Floats it down the sideline and it's complete to Warren, who's dangerous after he makes the catch. He's gang tackled at the 25. Gain of 23 on the throw from Gundy, and boy, was he wide open.
You know, 3-level flood here. Cale Gundy. Now watch the receivers. Albert Hall, number 1. The outside receiver is going to go deep. He's stretching his zone coverage. Number 2, Corey Warren, comes inside on the out route. So you have him as the 2nd level. Then they had a back in the flat as the 3rd receiver.
Clock running, 1:23 to go in the half. Rashid drags a tackler down to the 21-yard line. That was Harry Dias, the defensive end, number 95 on his back.
A lot of time for Oklahoma. They haven't gone to the 2-minute offense and stay with their huddle.
And now they're down to 1 timeout left. That's Scott Blanton waiting on the sideline for maybe a chance to kick the field goal. 2nd and 7. Once again, Rashid, big hole this time, and he powers his way near a first down at the 14.
Clock will stop on the first down. Movement of the chains. Now Oklahoma needs to speed it up a little bit with 38 seconds. Get their play called, get to the line of scrimmage.
Carr made the tackle again, a young man who is coming back from as major a knee surgery as you could ever see in 5 months. Something of a medical miracle, playing at that inside linebacker spot. It is a first down. Clock running, 26 seconds to go. Gundy taking his time. Gundy looks near side. Mills tipped in the air. Almost intercepted. Dwayne Bryant had a shot at it. The coverage was by Donnie Brooks.
P.J. Mills, number 4, speedster, wide receiver on the fade route. Number 26, Donnie Brooks, just lost him a little bit. P.J. Mills looked like he lost the football in the lights.
Looks like it bounces right off his chest.
Just hit his helmet.
Face mask.
Now here's where Oklahoma used a tight end in Rashid down here on 3rd down.
18 seconds left. Gundy now 15 out of 19, 226 yards. Here's the blitz. Gundy over the middle. So can't make the stop. It's a touchdown, Ernest Williams. like Saul had a shot at it. Somehow it got through him, and Williams made the catch. And Gundy has been sensational in the first half. Blanton, who had one blocked, will try it again on the point after and has this one. So Oklahoma takes advantage of the turnover, and they turn the fumble into 7 points.
Cale Gundy found Ernest Williams. He was the third receiver on the inside. Good pressure. You see him stay in the pocket. Tracy Saul just lost the ball. There's another case of he couldn't find the football, and he was stumbling a little bit before the catch was made by Ernest Williams. Here you see Gundy again. Look at Tracy Saul. He just loses and tries to make the tackle a little bit too early instead of going for the football.
Cale Gundy, an outstanding first half. That was his second touchdown pass. Led his team on 3 drives to scores, and now has built a 20-9 lead.
See Spike Dykes. Oklahoma was able to take advantage of the turnover.
13 seconds to go in the half, and that really quieted the crowd here at Texas Tech. Saul and Adams are deep for the kickoff. And this one will stay in the end zone. Hope you'll stay with us at halftime. We'll be going back to the studio and join Chris Fowler. Of course, we'll have an update on the Faye Vincent situation, which is getting more bizarre all the time. Update on all the pennant races. And we'll have our halftime blitz. It's back, Coach.
It's back. I'm not. I think they fired me from the blitz.
Mike gets to rest at halftime a little bit this year. And let's see what Texas Tech will do with the last 13 seconds of the half. Hall will give it off to Morris, and Morris trying to break it. Gets it out to the 34-yard line. He has had a very efficient first half. Reggie Barnes, the outside linebacker, made the tackle.
Dan Morris, number 4, 6'1", 235 pounds, Mike. Big, strong back.
12 carries, 65 yards. Ron Morris, his brother, with the Bears.
Good bloodlines.
Clock running. They'll get the play off. Hall trying to scramble, nearly lost the handle and did, but he may have been down. And once again, it was Aubrey Beavers who reached in and got a hand on it. Cale Gundy, with that brilliant first half, has led the Sooners to a 20-9 lead. He was 16 out of 20, 2 touchdowns, and a total of 239 yards. And the 15th ranked Sooners have an 11-point lead at halftime in Lubbock. (20-9) Oklahoma at the half. Let's check in with Dr. Jerry Punt. Jerry?
Gentlemen, a lot of concern in the Tech locker room at halftime. Defensive coordinator Carlos Maynard feels that possibly, not just possibly, Cale Gundy is watching their waggle, their defensive signals. So they have told Rudy Maskew, the defensive end who gives the signals in, defensive end's coach who gives the signals in, to wait to the last moment so that possibly Gundy will not have time to adjust. Back upstairs.
Jerry, they have to do something, don't they? 16 out of 20 in the first half. Texas Tech will get the ball as we start the third quarter. Tracy Saul and Kirby Adams are back. They've been kicking away from Saul. This time he'll get it, but 8 yards deep in the end zone. Take a look at the halftime statistics. And when was the last time you saw Oklahoma with 200 yards more passing than they had rushing?
First half. That's the last time. But they just have nice balance with the run. They're able to sneak it in there. 13 first downs as opposed to 12 by Tech. Big play was the fumble by Robert Hall on the option, because Oklahoma was able to turn that into points and take the big advantage.
I mean, with under a minute to go in the half, it was a 4-point ball game. Hall brings him out, gives to the fullback Hill, and Hill will get about 4 stacked up there. Mike Coates was in on the tackle for Oklahoma, along with Greg Wilkins, number 90.
Texas Tech is the best on offense when they get a good mix, a run, a pass, and try to keep this Oklahoma defense off balance and not allow themselves to get into real long yardage situations so Oklahoma can bring in the nickel defense, the extra DB.
Here's the rollout. You might see more of this in this half, and a pass right through the hands of Darrell Mitchell. Couple of drop balls have really hurt Texas Tech on the opening play of the ball game. They had a touchdown to Donald Marshall, who dropped one.
They have had some drops, and Robert Hall has to keep his composure and that of his offensive football team.
Marshall and Mitchell, very inexperienced wide receivers. Lloyd Hill is the guy with the experience. 3rd and 6. Comes the big rush. Hall over the middle, complete to Honeycutt. And Honeycutt somehow saw the ball get right through 2 defenders for a first down to the 38, a gain of 14. Drew Crispin was one of the guys that looked like he had a shot at it.
When you get an opportunity on a 3rd down situation, Oklahoma now is playing a 4-2 defense and bringing that front 4. Watch the twist inside. Look at the block by both Bam Morris and number 41. Bruce Hill allowed him to get the ball off. Here's the route now. Oklahoma playing with the extra defensive back in the game. Mike Honeycutt with the catch.
Has excellent hands. Here's the draw to Hill. It's about 3 still on his feet at the 41-yard line. Once again, Barnes in on the stop, along with Johnson and Aubrey Beavers. Gundy, who had that brilliant first half, waiting for his defense to get the ball back for him. And even though we saw the statistic, Mike, 39 yards rushing for Oklahoma, those were important yards.
They are, because you can't allow Kenyon Rashid loose in this offense. And as I said before, they have so many weapons, they put pressure on the defense.
2nd and 7. Hall, nice cut to get free. And Hall, very dangerous in the open field to the 44. Mario Freeman made the tackle. They had a shot at him in the backfield.
Well, they're going to make sure they put 2 people on Aubrey Beavers, number 56. Here's the first block by the fullback, 41, Bruce Hill. Then Bam Morris comes around the outside to clean up. Now the sprint out pass becomes a run because of Robert Hall's running ability.
3rd and 4. Knocked down by Beavers. He knew he couldn't get to the quarterback, so he waited for the throw and batted it down. A very heady play by the junior from Houston.
Well, this is his first game back, so he's enjoying game opportunity now. Aubrey Beavers, no one blocks him. Really, the mistake right there was by Bam Morris, or by number 41, Bruce Hill. He should have attacked Beavers to try to get his hands down and not allow him to bat it down.
King to punt, and it's shanked. There was pressure on him. There is a flag down. Maybe roughing the kicker. We'll see. It didn't look like it was blocked at all. Just shanked. And Tink Collins was the man who was putting the pressure on.
Well, you knew they were going to go after the kicker, Robert King, because this is his first chance of kicking the football. Tink Collins didn't get his hand on it, so he didn't get any kind of any part of the ball. Ran into the kicker, Robert King, and he already, in his first kicking assignment, gets a chance to act.
Yeah. They go down real easy, don't they? But he was hit. That is a legitimate call. If you do touch any part of the ball, the kicker is free game.
Now, Robert is the Adams smasher, right?
That's right.
So now he adds to that being an actor. But he was hit.
And a huge break for Texas Tech. Instead of a shank punt that goes out of bounds at the 50, they have a first down at the Oklahoma 41, and kind of a break they may need to get back in this game.
This might be the down Robert Hall on first down decides to go throw the football on first down. They've been running on first down situations.
Sure have. And it's left them in a lot of 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7 situations. They'll go to the ground again with Morris. And this is what they're going to be faced with again, a 2nd and 6.
I'll tell you something I'm impressed with Robert Hall. They need a drive right now, and he's providing it. And I'm really impressed with his ball handling ability. When he gave the ball off to Bam Morris, he still continued to fake. Ball handling of a quarterback's a lost art.
It sure is.
And Robert Hall really takes pride in his ball handling.
2nd and 6, Morris the single deep back. he'll get the toss on the student body right. Gets a couple. Second effort got him inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line. Darnell Walker, the first man to come up and cut his legs out from under him.
What made that play for the Oklahoma defense is the defensive line, and Audrey Beavers was able to stretch it out and give Darnell Walker a chance to come up and make the hit. Watch now as the pitch comes. Here comes the blocking. Audrey Beavers, pretty good job of stringing it out and allowing Darnell Walker and Mike Coates to come in and make the play.
It's 3rd and 3. Are they in 4-down territory here?
You have to be. If on 4th and 1 you went for it early, I think the two chances to pick up the first down. Good point. Good running situation.
Play action. Hall wide open. Throws it to the tight end and he dropped it. Holy cow. Hasley was wide open. That's the second time they've run that play, and the second time Hall has been wide open, thrown it to the tight end, and he's coughed it up. Gee whiz.
Tough play for Texas Tech. Robert Hall with a pass to Don Hasley, who blocked and then released in the flat. He just couldn't get the handle.
And there's nobody within 15 yards of him.
Now they're going to try the field goal. Boy, he has to feel bad, Don Hasley. But a good effort. Just couldn't hold on to the football. Get the next one.
John Davis had a 57-yard field goal in the spring. This is his first career kick. This would be 56. It's got a chance, but it's wide. Spike Dykes with a big hand for his kicker, who gave it a ride. But that's got to be a disappointing finish to that drive for Texas Tech.
Missed opportunities, but they have to gather the offense again on the sideline and say, hey, we're open. We have the opportunities. If we just execute, we'll be able to take the ball in the end zone.
There is Hasley. Now I got a question for you. If you're Robert Hall, you've run that play twice, thrown the ball to 2 different tight ends. Neither one of them has been able to catch it. If you run it again, do you unload or you keep going?
It's a long season. I'm going to stay with those tight ends because they're going to make some big catches for me all through the year.
Oklahoma takes over at its 34. Here's the fullback, Rashid. Gaping hole, breaks a tackle. Still on his feet to the Texas Tech 40-yard line.
Talk about adjustments at halftime. And when the passing ability of Oklahoma, now count. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys in the box now, and Oklahoma goes to the run. Now they try to stop the pass. Oklahoma answers with the quick trap to Kenyon Rashid, and they pick up big yardage on the run. And that's the trouble that Tech has right now. Too many weapons by Oklahoma. They just got to keep trying to change it up to stop Oklahoma.
A gain of 26. Gundy play action complete to Brewer inside the 20. Dewell Brewer from Lawton, Oklahoma. He was held to 263 yards rushing a year ago, had both knees hurt.
Now count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the box. So now Cale Gundy says, I'll throw the ball now if you're going to put 7 in the box. There's the throw. There's the open receiver, Dewell Brewer, and a big gain. And that's the trouble that Tech has right now. This offense is executing at a high pace.
17 of 21, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns for Gundy. Rashid just moving the pile down to the 13-yard line. Well, if Oklahoma fans had a question about this offense, I think all their questions have been answered tonight.
Well, they certainly have opened up the offense, and they've done a nice job so far in this ball game. With 9:58 to go in the third quarter, they have so many weapons. As I said, wide receivers can catch the football. 2 strong tight ends in Ricky Brady and Joe Mickey. Strong running backs in Kenyon Rashid. And what makes their offense is their tailbacks have such good hands, Ernest Williams and Dewell Brewer, that they can shift out and be wide receivers.
Gundy's numbers, or Rashid's numbers, getting bigger. 8 carries, 60 yards. 2nd and 3 here. Rashid again. Has to get inside the 10 for the first down. Trying to wedge out a little more room. Harry Dias was in on the tackle.
Mike, they're having so much success right now, but down here now on the 10-yard line, this becomes a Kenyon Rashid type of area where you give him the football, running the ball. You can throw it to him. He has excellent hands, but also tight ends and misdirection pass plays to them really would be difficult for Texas Tech to defend right now. If Cale Gundy comes out with a play action fake and rolls one way or the other, the tight ends will be primary receivers.
3rd and a yard. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, a single setback. And Gundy on the quarterback keeper will have the first down.
Yeah, he's done everything else tonight. Might as well carry it one time.
Why not?
Carlos Maynard, he's got pressure on him with his defensive football team, trying just to call as many different defenses as he can and execute. Knows he's up probably against maybe the strongest offense he's going to face all year.
Have they reached the point where they need to gamble a little bit on defense?
I think they're going to have to gamble. They're going to have to blitz a little bit, but when you blitz and there's so much speed on the outside and those tight ends are really tough for you also.
3 wide receivers set this time.
No throws. Move Kenyon Rashid up.
Gundy, touchdown. There's a flag down on the play. Let's hold it. Albert Hall with the pass catch, and Gundy went down hard. Check the penalty. And they'll call the touchdown back. That was a nice throw by Gundy on the quick slant to Hall.
May have called Kenyon Rashid for that because, as we talked about early in the game, when Cale Gundy goes to the line of scrimmage, watch the fullback move up. Kenyon Rashid, every time he checks off to a pass, he moves up to become a blocker. He has the linebacker, so he has to move up a little closer to meet him close to the line of scrimmage. And watch Kirkpatrick, Ben Kirkpatrick, number 47, hit Cale Gundy on the blitz. You're just talking about the gamble. They gambled. They came with a blitz on that play.
Now 1st and goal from the 13.
Tight end backside.
Comes another blitz. Gundy got away and back to the 10-yard line. But with the blitz, they forced Gundy to step up and try to run, which is not his strong suit.
Can you believe this, Mike? Now watch this. Oklahoma, no backs. There used to be a running back there. There used to be a fullback here. There used to be a running back here. They'd come out, run the option this way, and if you're a coach, you're standing over there on the sidelines, and it looks like when he pitches the ball to the wagon, the Boomer Sooner wagon, Barry Switzer, wherever you're at, there's no backs in the backfield. Turn your head, Barry.
2nd and goal.
Gary, keep looking on the field, though.
I like your little snowman.
That's the coach.
Gundy, play action. No blitz this time. He has time. Throws. Intercepted by Saul with a new Southwest Conference record, his 21st career interception. There is a flag down, and he looked like he was hit way out of bounds. His 21st career interception.
Mike, you always look for your All-Americans to come up with big plays, and Tracy Saul may have come up with the biggest play in this ball game because it stopped a drive, depending on this penalty flag.
Now, the indication is a clip against Texas Tech, but that would be after the interception. It looked like it was intended for Joey Mickey and bounced away, and Saul with his 21st career interception.
Watch Tracy Saul break on the ball, sees the deflection, practice on that every day, and makes the interception. There's the clip.
Ready?
47, Ben Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick made the clip, number 47.
It was intended for Mickey, the tight end.
Ready. There's your clip.
And Saul took a shot out of bounds. But it's a big break for Texas Tech. That could have been 27-9. And Saul, the most interceptions in the history of the NCAA, 29. He has a shot at that. 2 years out of 3, he's intercepted 8 passes. And now it's up to Texas Tech to make something happen on offense. And a complete pass to Darrell Mitchell outside the 10-yard line. Takes some courage to throw out of your end zone.
Tracy Saul just was an outstanding athlete at Idalou, Texas, and told us the other day he scored 54 points in a high school basketball game. Was the field goal kicker, kicked I think 31 straight extra points. Just a great athlete that the people in this community
6 handicapping
are proud of him.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Oh, big interception.
6:44 to go, third quarter, 2nd and 4. Morris stopped about a yard shy of the first down sticks.
Spike Dykes told me that he's the most popular athlete at Texas Tech, and the reason being that Gil Brandt picked him for the Playboy All-American team, and Spike said all these old boys here in Lubbock, they were able to go on the newsstand and buy the Playboy, and they told their wives, hey, I got to buy the Playboy because Tracy's in it.
Chance of a lifetime.
Only one. They only get one chance to buy.
They'll measure for the first down. Borsal had been burned earlier a couple of times in this game with missed tackles. One that allowed a touchdown at the goal line. And they'll be the length of the ball short. Well, I know what Joe Theismann would say here. Play action, throw it 80 yards in the air. But you're a coach. What do you do?
I think they're in a quarterback sneak. Robert Hall's going to try to get the first down just to keep the drive alive. They want to settle down a little bit to get themselves another first down, start moving this ball.
There's a difference between a quarterback who's got a contract and a coach who can be fired.
Yeah, that's right.
Morris goes back.
Joe Theismann's got a contract.
Quarterback sneak, and I think Oklahoma was offside on the play anyway. And Jerry Punch had reported earlier they were going to try to alter the cadence on the signal count to try to draw them offside.
Now, Mike, I would throw the play action pass. Now it's first down. If a new series, now first down, I want to try to hit them with a play action pass.
Offside. Defense. First down.
Greg Wilkins, the defensive end. Let's check in with Jerry Punch.
Guys, the Tech offensive coaches have got to be realizing that Robert Hall is getting frustrated. They told him a minute ago, said, if we can't find a tight end that can hang on to the ball, we'll go to our flip formation. That's 3 wide receivers and no tight end. You just keep throwing it, we'll eventually catch it. Back up there.
Boy, he would have to be frustrated after a couple of those. And Morris is decked by Mike Coates, number 41, the strong side linebacker. And Roger Korn, who was listed 3rd on the depth chart as a tight end, number 29, is in there right now.
When I look at his size, 6'3", 205, he's probably a good athlete that you want to throw the football to. But as I said before, it's a young season. You're going to need those tight ends. They'll make those catches. Spike's got a lot of confidence in him.
Have to try to keep somebody's confidence up, but I think Jerry was right. It's got to drive a quarterback nuts when he plays it perfectly and comes out with nothing. 2nd and 10. Complete pass out to the 30, cut by Darrell Mitchell. Right now we check in with Chris Fowler. Chris?
Thanks, Mike. A wild finish to tell you about at Bowling Green in the MAC Conference. 19-14, Bowling Green trailing, but Eric White, it's Mark Slachik with a touchdown pass. The added insurance touchdown. It's a final, the 11th straight victory for Bowling Green, 3rd best in Division 1A. Back to Lubbock.
Thank you, Chris. And Texas Tech now facing a 3rd and 2 at their own 30-yard line. They trail Oklahoma, the number 15 team in the country, 20-9. Paul, plenty of room to run, and he does. Out to the 37-yard line, first down. Got a couple of nice downfield blocks, including Lloyd Hill, who Mike pointed out earlier as a good receiver who's not afraid of the contact.
You can bet one thing, this was a run all the way. You can forget a pass here. Robert Hall's running this all the way. Watch both backs block Mike Coates. There goes Mike Coates down. Now Lloyd Hill is blocking downside, downfield. Robert Hall with the first down. Run all the way.
Just outside the 37-yard line. Hall out of Dallas. Should own all the passing records and total offense records before the end of this year. Here's Morris. Excellent balance. Fought off one tackle. Picked up only a yard, though, on the play. Again, Coates on the tackle. Aubrey Beavers was over there. Beavers is going to be an outstanding player. Played about 3 games as a true freshman, ineligible a year ago. So as a junior, he has almost no experience but unlimited potential. Second and 10, and you get the feeling something good has to happen for Texas Tech.
I'd come back to my tight ends. I wouldn't give up on them.
All sets in the pocket, plenty of time, floats at sideline, and he does seem to have a tendency to let the ball get away from him, and Lloyd Hill was overthrown by about 5 yards. College Game Day premieres Saturday, September 5th, 11:30 a.m. as we start off your Saturday afternoon. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Craig James will preview the entire day. Then at 12:30, Columbus, Ohio. The scene is Ohio State and Louisville all come together. At 7 o'clock, the Residents In scoreboard show, all the scores and highlights. And then at 7:30, our CFA primetime matchup, number 21 Mississippi State and Texas. 3rd and 10 for the Red Raiders. Sidesteps the blitz. Caught by Lloyd Hill. First down and more. First down at the 43. What great athletic ability and what quick reactions to get away from the tackle.
Well, you're right. We talked about that the fact the pressure would come from the outside. Reggie Barnes, number 40, is just coming up the field, trying to beat the block of Stancil by number 67. Robert Hall spins away, and now instead of bringing a tight end across, they brought Lloyd Hill across on the short route on the rollout pass. He avoids a tackle and picked up good yardage.
Lloyd Hill will catch him. And now 1st and 10 at the Sooner 44-yard line. Clock working its way down here in the 3rd quarter. We reached 3:38. And we have a timeout. 3:38 to go, 3rd period. 20-9, Oklahoma.
Bud Dry is one beer that drinks easy like a light and has real draft taste. So why not come around to something refreshingly different? Try Bud Dry.
Every milestone deserves a new look at your insurance and financial needs with your MetLife representative. Get Met. It pays.
They say our personality traits are formed at an early age. Presenting the 3.1-liter V6 Rodeo from Isuzu. After all, growing up does have its rewards.
This is my bird box, and I used a little paper, and I put some moss around the entrance.
I made a bird box, and I put a little perch on there, and on the bottom it says, "Wipe your feet."
These take-home nests were paid for by Phillips Petroleum.
I'm expecting doves, blue jays, and robins.
I'm expecting one of those yellow and black birds.
An investment that comes with its obvious rewards.
ESPN's Thursday Night CFA is brought to you by Isuzu, makers of incredible four-wheel drives, and by Phillips Petroleum, the performance company. .338 to go, third quarter. Texas Tech driving but trailing Oklahoma 20-9. First and 10 at the Sooner 44. Hall on the roll, has room to run. Takes a shot to the head as he dives inside the 40, and Darius Johnson was the guy who ripped him.
Oklahoma's going with a 4-2 defense. Oklahoma with a 4-2 defense with a nickel back on first down. Still have it in. They're playing with 4 down linemen, 2 backers, 5 DBs.
Second and 5, delay to Hill, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. Collier came up to make the stop. Terry Collier, a redshirt freshman from Monday, Texas.
Tom Hayes, defensive coordinator, told us the other day that Mario Freeman, 44, and Terry Collier would exchange and play the same amount of time. Both of them are equal, and both of them are good players.
Collier, a linebacker, you don't see many 210-pound linebackers in major college programs anymore.
Well, usually when you see one with a 30 on, you want to go after him. Yeah. And he's 6'2", but he just proved don't come after him.
3rd and 8, huge play here for Texas Tech. Here's the blitz. The safety blitz, Drew Crispin, came and got Robert Hall.
Tom Hayes, the defensive coordinator, changing the strategy a little bit with the extra DB in the ball game. 24, Drew Crispin. See him coming off the corner. The tackle just doesn't see him in time. Didn't get out to block him, and he sacked Robert Hall. Charlie Bigger, 68, just didn't see him.
King will have to come on and punt. Kicking to Brewer. And Brewer makes the fair catch at the 10-yard line. So Texas Tech able to move the ball, but wastes another scoring opportunity. And we'll be back in a moment.
If you want a beer that drinks easy like a light and has real draft taste, why not make a change for the better? Refreshingly different, but dry.
Now you can play in the mud without being taken to the cleaners. Presenting the Isuzu Rodeo Lease. See your dealer for details. Right now, Isuzu's making it a little bit easier to maneuver through bad roads, mud, snow, and loan officers. Presenting the Isuzu Rodeo Lease. See your dealer for details.
It isn't the night or even the fog that gets you. It's when the team leader puts you in charge for the first time. And you decide to drop right inside Alpha Team's backyard. That's when you find out how good you really are.
You say your eyes are red, irritated, dry? Don't hide them. Help them with Clear Eyes. It gets rid of the redness and has an extra moisturizing ingredient, too. Clear Eyes. And for allergies and colds, Clear Eyes ACR.
Oklahoma hanging on to its halftime lead, 20-9 over Texas Tech. Sooners have the ball at their own 10-yard line. You've heard of Air Jordan. How about Air Big 8? Believe it or not. Passing yards from a year ago, Missouri led the conference with 2,661. But for the first time since 1966, every team had over 1,000 yards. Only the 7th time since 1966. And Cale Gundy may pass what Oklahoma did last year in this game. He's already has 260 yards.
17 for 22.
Williams is the single setback, and he'll get the carry. And Williams hustled to get it back. What a big play that was. Mike Liscio knocked it away. The second time Oklahoma has fumbled in its own backfield and been able to get it back.
Mike Liscio, the outside linebacker, is loosening up a little bit, trying to help on the pass. Right side of the screen, number 91. Makes the hit. Now watch number 20, Ernest Williams, get off the ground and make that recovery. Good effort.
A loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Play action by Gundy. Complete across the 20. To the 35-yard line goes P.J. Mills. Dwayne Bryant finally brought him down. And that is confidence in a passing offense when you'll throw on that play.
You're right, Mike. You know, when you sell out and you're going to throw the football, you have to be able to throw it from inside your own 5 or 10. Play action pass by Cale Gundy, sets his feet, throws the ball out to P.J. Mills. Now, P.J. Mills really is an impressive young receiver. 5'11", 172-pound freshman. Idolized Jamel Holloway, the quarterback.
He has 2 carries for 96 yards, and this is the play selection compared with last year.
Right balance, 21 runs, 23 passes.
Gundy to throw again. Screen to the fullback, Rashid. A lot of room to run, forced out of bounds across midfield. Quincy White pushed him out of bounds.
Oklahoma's going for the knockout right here.
Yep.
And they're trying now to put enough pressure on Texas Tech. Larry Coker, the offensive coordinator, and the man on the left is Merv Johnson, the offensive line coach. Confer in between plays, and they've had a nice game plan.
Rashid has his 7.8 average tonight, 10 carries, 78 yards. And the clock stopped with 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mike, I have to feel if Oklahoma can get a touchdown on this drive, that about ices it for them. Gundy throws sideline, incomplete, knocked away from Ricky Brady at the last moment. And Dwayne Bryant with the big hit back there saved another big game.
They're in 2 deep coverage, and Dwayne Bryant was sitting on the hash mark. When Cale Gundy faked and went to the field, he still backpedaled and then broke on the ball, was able to make the deflection on Ricky Brady, number 86.
Pretty good pair of safeties there with Saul and Bryant.
You don't have to worry about those positions. Carlos Maynard has 2 fine safeties.
2nd and 10, Oklahoma, 14 seconds to go in the period. Play action by Gundy, a lot of time. Throws complete to his tight end this time, and it's another first down to the 31-yard line as Brady makes the catch. Now Brady separated from the last one, and Gundy goes right back to him for a gain of 18.
What makes that play be so perfect for Oklahoma is Cale Gundy when he rolls to the right. Ernest Williams, the inside receiver on the trips, look where there's 3 receivers out to the right. He comes back and is a blocker. Is able to get Cale Gundy outside.
Gundy, 19 out of 25, 309 yards, approaching his own school record. Into the quarter. Back in a moment.
State Farm presents the rules of the game.
Today we're talking about pass interference. In this play, the defense makes contact with the offense while the ball is in flight. Is this pass interference?
Most people know State Farm sells car and homeowners insurance. Some people don't know State Farm sells life insurance too. I'm State Farm agent Cecil Burt. Our life insurance policies, our prices, and our financial ability to deliver on our promises, plus the good neighbor service State Farm agents are famous for, have made State Farm one of the largest of all life insurance companies and an outstanding life insurance value.
State Farm sells life insurance.
Today we're talking about pass interference. In this play, we do have pass interference. However, the ball was ruled uncatchable, therefore no foul.
Rules of the game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends. Stay within. Stay within the lines. The lines are our friends.
Introducing the world's first V6 crayon.
Are you listening?
The Isuzu Rodeo, built to go way outside the lines.
You know who's wild? Plato, the philosopher. In his utopia, running and doing crazy cartwheels was right up there with art. Plato realized, hey, as important as the mind is, it's just a very small organ in a very large organism. Plato, philosopher, wild man. Ouch.
How fast do you think we could sell our home?
What if we find a great house before we sell ours?
These answers and more are here in Answers from ERA, your guide to buying and selling a home. Helpful tips, financial worksheets, it's all here. For your free copy, call 1-800-TO-ASK-ERA. When it comes to just the kind of help you'd expect from a friend, ERA wrote the book. ERA, first in service.
15 minutes to go in the game in our Thursday night CFA presentation. Oklahoma. This was our halftime score. They still lead by 11 over Texas Tech, but the Sooners trying to put it away here. They have a 1st and 10 at the Red Raider 31-yard line. And Cale Gundy has been brilliant. Draw, Rashid. Oh, he just worked it up to about 8 yards, 9 yards a shot. Let's check in with Jerry Punch. Doctor, what do you have?
Guys, Texas Tech defensive coordinator Carlos Maynard said word just a minute ago to his defensive backs that we need to strip the ball. We need to try to pry the ball loose from their receivers. We need a turnover. Said strip it, pull it loose, do whatever you can. We need the ball back so our offense can move the ball down the field.
Certainly do need a turnover. They had a shot at a fumble earlier on this drive deep in Texas or Oklahoma territory, but couldn't come up with it. 2nd and 1 here. And Rashid leaning forward across the 20-yard line will have the first down.
Looks like Oklahoma is wearing down the defensive front of Texas Tech. Now running the ball a little bit more than they have.
When you turn around and look at Rashid, it's not a bad call to give that guy the football.
Now you get down inside the 20, it's Kenyon Rashid time.
Texas Tech trying to dig in here and if nothing else force a field goal, which would keep them within 2 touchdowns. Gundy with a quick set, gets it out in a hurry to Ernest Williams, and he's driven out of bounds after a short game. Grayson Saul got a piece of it.
Oklahoma, for a first ball game, showing a lot of offense, a lot of formation, a lot of variety of plays.
And they've executed them well.
They really have. You know, they've had 29 practice opportunities to get ready for this ball game. Jerry Gibson's team made the most offensively.
Gundy was on the baseball team for spring practice, so he wasn't even there for that. Just this fall workout. 2nd and 7. Play action. Gundy throws to the 5, and again the tight end, Joey Mickey, makes the catch. 274 pounds, quite a target.
Joe Mickey, number 82, tight end, is going to run a crossing route. There's the other tight end, Ricky Brady, crossing the other way. Tracy Saul played that ball, number 6, well, but just good hands by Joey Mickey. 6'5", 269. So when he catches it, he packs a punch with it.
Doesn't he ever? Cale Gundy with a new single-game record for Oklahoma, now to 342 yards. Williams, stutter step to the 1, leaning forward, flags are down as he reached the 1-yard line. Nice change of direction by Williams to get that yardage. Somebody may have reached in late with a face mask on that. And they did. And that will cost them all of a half yard.
Kenyon Rashid, number 33. He can also block. There's the block on Anthony Wiley, number 27. Ernest Williams with a nice cut. Stretching out, trying to get that ball over the line, and there's the face mask. Would you let Cale Gundy quarterback sneak here if you're Gary Gibbs?
I'd like to see Rashid get beyond.
You're talking about Cale Gundy.
Face mask. Defense. Half the distance to the goal penalty. Still 1st and goal.
I think as he goes along, Mike, every week you can have a chance to break his record. 22-28
right.
attempts, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns. An Oklahoma single-game record, which I'm sure will be broken. He's had 2 good games. I mean, take the Gator Bowl. They've done a nice job of bridging the Gator Bowl game that they had to spring practice, fall practice, and everything.
Gundy, quarterback keeper. Touchdown, late call. And the complaint from Quincy White. They may have had a legitimate beef. But Gundy's been down for quite a while before they called the touchdown, but it is nonetheless.
He went right behind Jeff Ressler for 71. Yeah, he's in the end zone. Fisher just couldn't find the ball. Good block. Jeff Ressler.
Point after from Scott Blanton at the end of a 90-yard drive, and Oklahoma has extended its lead to 27-9.
Hi, I'm Bob Willard with Plano Sports Center, and I'd like to introduce you to my family.
Hi, I'm Sarah Willard.
Hi, I'm Don Willard.
And I'm Ronnie Willard.
Hi, I'm Don. Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Marilyn.
Hi, I'm Vincent. Hi, I'm Harlan.
Hi, I'm Shelley.
Hi, I'm Karen. Hi, I'm Tracy.
Hi, I'm Brian. As you can see, I have a large family. I'd like to invite you to bring your family to visit my family at Plano Sports Center.
Making travel plans isn't as easy as you thought. Who can keep up with those rate changes? Can you get there and back for less if you know what to ask? Which hotel has good rates? Are the rooms nice? What's the weather like right now? What if you need to make a last-minute change? When will you get the tickets? Is there a discount for kids? Need a passport? What's the rate of exchange? Not easy to make travel plans? Yes, it is. Call 931-8484, and it's all taken care of at no charge. It's time to call Prestige Vacations Travel.
Honey, did you remember the rent car?
Radio presents Practical Jokes on the Pros, a home video featuring baseball, basketball, and football stars that you'll watch over and over and over and over and over and over again. Oh yeah? The hilarious Practical Jokes on the Pros.
Oklahoma 27, Texas Tech 9 with 12:55 to go in the ball game, and the 15th ranked Sooners may have put it away with that last 90-yard drive and the touchdown. Cale Gundy got the honors on the quarterback keeper. He has set another record, broken his own set in the Gator Bowl last year for passing yardage and approaching his own record for completion. He is for real, and so is this Oklahoma offense. Blanton kicking it away. Saul, 3 yards deep, he'll bring it out. And knocked down shy of the 15-yard line. We've got a timeout on the field. Texas Tech football when we come back.
Promised me something really special for my birthday. A whole weekend in the great outdoors. Without me.
Here's to the great outdoors, men who understand, and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
Tastes like a beer, cause it should, cause it's brewed like a beer. Of course it's good. Have a couple, have a bunch, one for the road, 3 for lunch. Let's be perfectly clear, it's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. O'Doul's.
O'Doul's, the brew from Anheuser-Busch, with the alcohol naturally removed for real beer taste and only 70 calories.
Anytime, anywhere, it's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer. O'Doul's.
I'd like to make a toast to the bride and groom. When something's right, it works. It endures. I don't want to get too sappy, but you two are going to have a long and happy life together. And your mother and I would like to give you a little something for that journey. Hope you like the color.
The 15th ranked Sooners of Oklahoma with a 27-9 lead over Texas Tech. And the last drive, again, very impressive, led by Cale Gundy. 90 yards, 3 minutes, 46 seconds, 10 plays. Very balanced, and Gundy finished it off with a 1-yard run. And now Texas Tech has to strike and strike quickly. Paul throws too high for Darrell Mitchell.
Second down, Andy.
And I don't think the straight drop back pass is the strength of this offense.
No, the strength for Robert Hall is get to the corner. But when you do roll to the corner, you reduce the field that you're throwing to also. But Oklahoma now is just going to settle into a 4-2 defense. 4 down linemen just pin their ears back and bring old Reggie Barnes from one side and Aubrey Beavers from the other.
Oh, here comes the blitz. Throws a screen. It's picked off by Beavers. Touchdown. What a great play by Aubrey Beavers.
Aubrey Beavers, number 56, playing for the first time tonight after an absence. Here, Mike Coates on the blitz, and they have the screen, but Aubrey Beavers was just in the way. In his 6'2 frame, he was able to pick it off for the touchdown. Watch Mike Coates. He's the one that puts the pressure on number 41. Beavers jumps up. The screen was to Bruce Hill, 41.
Caught it with one hand and took it in. 2 touchdowns in 11 seconds for the Sooners. And the point after makes it 34-9. That young man is going to be a great football player.
Tom Hayes the other day again compared him to Quentin Coriat, to find Texas A&M linebacker. Tom, who coached over Texas A&M's, trying to get this Oklahoma defense in the same type of mode that the Texas A&M defense Bob Davie has. Speed, quickness, and pressure.
Big win for Gary Gibbs, and it has to be a disappointing night for Spike Dykes. He knew his team had a chance to get to what he called that next level. And you have to beat a team the caliber of Oklahoma to get to that next level, and he's seen it slip away here in the second half.
Well, this is a solid man, a solid coach. He'll get this team back.
Major League Baseball comes your way tomorrow night. We have a live doubleheader, most of the country at 7:30. We'll see a big game in the pennant race, Minnesota against Toronto. Then at 10:30, most of you will see the second half of that American League Eastern Division pennant race. Baltimore against California. The Orioles have closed it within 1/2 game. Anderson and Devereaux have really had marvelous seasons for Baltimore. Now they're getting great pitching. Oklahoma kicking off again to Texas Tech, and Saul lets it go out of bounds through the end zone. This was a game of wasted opportunities for Texas Tech. If you go back to the first play of the game, Robert Hall with the bomb to Donald Marshall, who is wide open. If he catches this, maybe a different complexion on the game. But right through his hands. Looking back into the sun, but Marshall knows he should have made the catch. He has seen several other of his teammates drop very catchable passes from Hall. Hall trying to scramble here, cut down by Reggie Barnes. Pretty good bookend outside linebackers for Oklahoma, aren't they?
I'm just thinking about that. When you play Oklahoma, Arkansas State's next. Sure, Ray Perkins is having a nightmare right now because he takes his Arkansas State team into Norman, but then Southern Cal comes into Norman also. So I'm sure both those coaches are watching, and staffs are watching Aubrey Beavers and Reggie Barnes tonight. I'm quite impressed.
They haven't done many things wrong tonight as a team on either side of the football. Great move by Hall to get free, but only manages to get back out to the 20. Barnes had a shot at him, got a piece. Mario Freeman covered him up. Next 5 games for OU: Arkansas State at home, Southern Cal at home, then Iowa State, Texas in Dallas, the annual shootout, and then Colorado. In those Texas and Colorado games, those the benchmark by which this team will be measured this year.
Well, there's some games that you have to win, and when you're the Oklahoma coach, you have to win the Texas game.
Yeah.
And Colorado and Nebraska are teams that you have to beat.
3rd and 10 for Hall. Here comes the blitz again. And they got him this time back at the 14-yard line. Mike Coates and the nose man, Ricky Wren, number 92, Coates 41, both combine on the sack. The 4th sack of the ball game for the Oklahoma defense. And Mike, you said something earlier that I thought was very true. This Oklahoma defense, young and inexperienced as it is, you can see them mature during this game.
See him start to play with some confidence. You saw Ricky Wren, 92, go off the field, and he went to Lucius Selman, who was a pretty good player in his own right.
King punts to Brewer. Little stutter step gets it back to the 47-yard line with 10:44 to go in the ball game. Oklahoma now in command, 34-9.
To the 1957 Automobile Show, where you'll see the finest of tomorrow's ideas.
It all started 35 years ago. I'll never forget that day.
David. Gotta go.
It's funny though. You grow up, raise a family, your priorities change. Of course, there are some priorities that never change. The trick is to make a decision now that you'll be happy with for years to come. When it's all said and done, I think it all goes back to that day 35 years ago.
David, are you out there?
In a year when the world will watch records fall in the 100, the 400, and the 800, we at Federal Express said, hey, let's go for the 4,312, the 6,702, and to top it off, the 8,003.6. So we created Express Freighter, the only service that races from the world's trading centers to every corner of the U.S. by 10:30 next day. In a year of world records, why not set a few of our own? Express Freighter, the fastest thing on Earth.
ESPN's Thursday Night CFA is brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, who proudly brings you Family Talk. Let's stop underage drinking before it starts. And by Charles Schwab and Company, offering you the Schwab no-fee IRA. Cale Gundy will get the rest of the night off, and a well-deserved rest it is. 22 of 28, 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a brilliant debut in a 1992 season. And his relief will be senior Steve Collins out of Ennis, Texas. Started 12 games in his career. An experienced option quarterback. Runs very well. And Brewer will get the carry from scrimmage. Let's check in with Jerry Punch.
I'm with one of the Sooner legends, and there are many. This is 1969 Heisman Trophy winner Steve Owens. And Steve, did you ever believe you'd live to see the day that Oklahoma would have this kind of wide open offense?
You know, we've always hoped that this would happen in the last couple of years, but I think tonight you're really seeing the new Sooners. You know, running the one-back sets and with Cale Gundy, the wide receivers, just doing awful well on offense. So, you know, it's great to see it happen.
Steve, you'll stay with me a second. We'll come back down to this play.
2nd and 6. Brewer again. Forced out of bounds at about the 43. Back to Jerry Punch.
I think they've been impressive tonight, but they're awfully young. 34 freshmen, a redshirt freshman out of 80 players on the team. What predictions for 1992 do you have for them?
Well, I think that was concern of the coaches was the youth of the team. We've got a young offensive line. I think they've come out and played great tonight. I think this is a great start for the Sooners, and I think we're going to have really a fine football team this year.
Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
Mike?
All right, thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Steve Owens. And one of the reasons, Mike Gottfried, that this team is so young is the effects of the 1988 probation. This was the year they expected to be hit as hard because they lost scholarships during this period. And now the probation will be over. They'll go back to the full scholarship, but that does take its toll.
It takes its toll, and it hurts your numbers. And now they're building back to the Oklahoma of old.
Of course, you think of all the great quarterbacks at Oklahoma. Immediately, you think option quarterbacks. The number of passes Jamel Holloway threw in all of 1985, 58 passes. In the last 2 games, the Gator Bowl last year, the opening game this year, Cale Gundy has already thrown 59.
You know, I think the key thing there is that national championship.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you can throw the ball all you want to, but you got to tack that national championship on there. Jamel Holloway took a team and they won it.
But would you agree that football has changed to the point the reason they went to this new offense is it possible to win a national championship just being a running football team?
Well, I don't think so. I think you have to have balance, and everybody wants balance in their offense. They want to be able to run the ball and throw the ball so that when you meet the very tough teams that you're able to be able to draw on both sides, throwing and running the football.
Steve Carr, the injured player, the young man who underwent knee surgery at the end of spring practice and has made a miraculous recovery, limping off, and hopefully that is not knee related. Maybe he got banged somewhere else, but he is very unhappy at this point. And we'll try to check on his condition. 3rd and 5 for Oklahoma. Collins on a rollout. Got a nice block from Brewer. Sidearms this one incomplete.
Well, Brewer, number 23. Watch him come in and take out Ben Kirkpatrick with a block. They've been doing this all night with a third receiver, and that's how they're able to get to the corner. Put the quarterback outside the rush.
Oklahoma will kick the ball away. End over end and into the end zone. We've got a timeout with 9:46 to go in the game, and we'll be back to Lubbock in a moment.
Now there's a new way to enjoy college football. It's the option play. In addition to the game your local ABC station is carrying, check out the other games you can see this Saturday on pay-per-view. These are games ABC is airing in other parts of the country that won't be available on your local station, but you can see them live on pay-per-view. Now you can decide which game you want to watch, and pay-per-view will be your ticket to the 50-yard line. Get in on the action and order ABC's College Football live this Saturday on pay-per-view.
It's impossible to watch all the NFL action on Sundays. Right? Wrong. See every bone-crushing hit, every big score, and every key play from every game in just 60 minutes of non-stop excitement. Football's fastest hour when you're hungry for action.
How'd they know we'd run the end? Coach, it's like they stole our playbook or something.
Coach, that was our secret play and they're killing us.
It's like they've got ESP.
Nope, they've got ESPN. See why NFL Game Day is the show the pros watch Sundays at noon Eastern.
I should have watched ESPN.
9:46 to go in the ballgame. Oklahoma with a 34-9 lead here in Lubbock. ESPN welcomes the National Hockey League back to our air. The season premiere is Tuesday, October 6th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Eric Lindros from the Philadelphia Flyers will take on Mario Lemieux and the two-time defending champion Pittsburgh Penguins. You'll be able to see most of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and we'll have every game of the Stanley Cup Finals right here on ESPN. The NHL is back in October. Incomplete pass. Let's check into the sideline with Jerry Punch.
I have spoken with Dr. Robert King here on the Texas Tech sidelines. They have examined Stephen Carr, who had the isolated anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction back on March 30th. What a miraculous recovery. 5 months and 2 weeks ago, he was on an operating table, and he played tonight. Now, he took a direct lick on that left knee. They've examined the knee. They're going to load him on a sideline cart now and take him back to the locker room and get a better exam with the pads off. Hopefully, it'll be good news. We'll try to update you in a few minutes. Back
all right.
upstairs.
Thanks, Jerry. But keep it on the ground. Bam Morris got across the 25-yard line. We mentioned earlier that Gary Gibbs coming in with a fine record here in his fourth season in Oklahoma. but he has lost to the teams that Oklahoma fans know are the most important games. Their rivals, Nebraska, Texas, and Colorado, 1-8 overall, and you just have to do a better job than that in order to keep the fans happy, in order to put the program back where it was.
Where have we gone that when you're 9-3, it's not a successful year? I mean, Gary Gibson and his staff did an excellent job last year. Won 9 ball games, won the Gator Bowl, but there are some games on your schedule you can't afford to lose 3 or 4 times. When you get to those rival games or the job saver games, the Texas, the Colorado, you have to win those games, and he's going to have to beat those people to get everybody behind him.
King punting to Brewer. Doing a little dance, not going anywhere, then found an opening and spurted through across the 40. A 9-yard return after a 42-yard punt. And there is still a Switzer deeply associated with this program, and that is the former coach's son.
Switzer, and I watched him practice the other day. He is a fine drop back quarterback. Now, can you believe this? His dad's one of the all-time great wishbone coaches, and his son grows up to be a drop back passer. You figure it out.
Well, it certainly fits in a new offense, doesn't it?
He probably could tell his dad a few things about the drop back pass.
That's right.
I don't think Barry Switzer would take a second to any coach.
Collins is the quarterback. Dwayne Chandler, the new single setback, and he'll get a couple. Clock ticking away down to 8:49. Last year, Oklahoma 10th in the nation in rushing, and they worked this passing game in late in the year. They finished only 95th. That's going to turn around.
It'll turn around. Pass offense-wise, they'll end up somewhere in the top 20, maybe higher. But in the running game, you'll still see a 1,000-yard rusher, maybe a combination of Kenyon Rasheed and Ernest Williams. But they'll have a 1,000-yard rusher.
Jeff Frazier, the new running back, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more as Sean Banks, a redshirt freshman from Dallas, chases him down. Frazier, a freshman himself, 6'2", 210.
You know, always at this time of the ball game, and the game's already decided, 7:56 on the clock. It's important for coaches because you have Collins in the game, number 10. You get an injury to Cale Gundy. You don't want an injury to Cale Gundy, but if it comes, Steve Collins has to take over this football team. So he has to throw the ball. You're not rubbing it in. You're trying to get this guy ready for the time he has to play.
3rd and 9. Collins gives it off to Dwayne Chandler. We showed you the Oklahoma schedule. How about Texas Tech? They're coming off a very disappointing game here. They thought they had a chance to do much better. Wyoming, then at Oregon, Baylor at home, at Texas A&M, and at North Carolina State. Now that October is none too kind because Texas A&M and NC State both quality teams.
You'll still see this team's going to have a good season under Spike Dykes. They met a good opponent tonight. Oklahoma's a good football team. Spike Dykes knows that. When he goes back and looks at the tape, missed opportunities, turnovers, cost them being in this ball game. But he'll put this team ready to play.
Tracy Saul back deep. From the 12, this is a great return man. Flag is down as he got it out to the 28, a 16-yard return, but it looks like they'll wipe most of that out. Terry Collier made the tackle on special teams, forced him out of bounds. And we'll check the penalty for you. Illegal block in the back. They have changed that rule this year to conform with the NFL rule. Up next, we've got baseball tonight for you, and Chris Myers will be there to bring you up to date on everything, including the soap opera story of Fay Vincent's career as commissioner, whether it's coming to an end or not, and how, if it does. Highlights of the pennant race, and then Sports Center will be coming your way. Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick standing by for that.
Spike Dykes, 17 years a high school coach. He's proud of that. He really,
should be down here.
Yep.
Morris will get the carry. This is a fine-looking running back. Across the 20 to about the 23. Fumbled, but after he was down.
John Anderson, the backup strong safety in the game, number 39, 5'11", 180-pound junior, made the tackle.
Morris now 19 carries, 97 yards. Fine performance. And a good average against a good defense. Hall on the rollout, throw sideline complete. Got this one to Donald Marshall, the junior from Grand Prairie. A lot of potential, has good speed with a track background.
Spike Dykes talked the other day. He needs some good things to happen to him. He needs to make some catches to get a little confidence in his new position as a wide receiver.
And that first one of the game, the bomb that went right through his hands, had to hurt that confidence.
Just got to put it behind him. There's other days, other games, other plays.
They just take that cornerback mentality. So I got beaten on that play, so what? Marshall and Lloyd Hill are the wideouts. Hall from Marshall again, another first down out to the Texas Tech 46-yard line. And this is an important time in the game for Texas Tech, although obviously they're not going to come back and win the game. But like you said, they need to build some confidence.
They really do. Watch Robert Hall, this ball fake. This is what I like about him. See how he hit the football? Now he sets up. Now he throws the good out route to Donald Marshall on time. That's pretty. That's a well-designed play and executed perfectly.
Another play action. Gets away from the blitz. Hill in Oklahoma territory down to the 47-yard line. Stopped by Darius Johnson, the nickelback. Coming up this weekend, some key games. Number 1 Miami will be at Iowa. What do you think of that one?
Miami. They're back.
Did they ever go away?
Start a new season. They're back.
Washington will play at Arizona State, and Arizona State's got some problems right now.
They do. Washington with a good schedule this year, and we'll catch them with Nebraska, third week of the season in Seattle.
Hall trying to buy some time, throwing deep, has a man open and incomplete. Holy cow, Lloyd Hill was there, had to turn around, but it looked like a very catchable ball, and Hall has seen too much of that tonight.
When you add up the missed passes, they're going to number high. Post route by Lloyd Hill. Oh, he's beat the defender. He's wide open. Gerald Farley behind him, and just Robert Hall gets a lot on this ball because he's still running and moving. And look at that pass. He just couldn't get turned around to make the catch.
Back to action. Hall trying to scramble, goes to the Oklahoma 45-yard line, just shy of a first down. Very frustrating game for him. The young man has played very, very well, and seen a couple of his teammates let him down on occasion. Should have had a pair of touchdown passes. Texas A&M, a tough place to play at LSU.
If they get by LSU, you're looking at a possible 12-0 team, but they've got their work cut out for them Saturday.
And Mississippi State with Jackie Sherrill at Texas, and that will be our prime time game.
Looking forward to that game. Looking forward to going to Austin. John Makovic's opening game against Jackie Sherrill and his Mississippi State Bulldogs.
And John Makovic has been a winner wherever he has gone. And game day, of course, you'll be able to hear about all those ball games. You can tune in game day at 11:30 Saturday. And that's the Roof Raider. Morris going for the 100-yard mark, and he's over it down to the Oklahoma 38-yard line. Darius Johnson again makes the stop.
He's earned this 100 yards.
Sure has.
And it hasn't come easy, and he's really ran inside most of the time to pick up those yards.
It's good looking eye back. 104 yards, averaging 5.2 yards a carry. Clock has worked its way down to 4:15. Again with play action under pressure. Look at this guy scramble. And now he'll get out of bounds. Outstanding athlete. Has some Outstanding field sense. He knows where people are on the field and can feel pressure. He's got a lot of courage, too.
He really does. Another great ball fake there, but it's so late in the game that Oklahoma knows that the fake all you want to in play action. They know the ball's going to be thrown.